Good evening and welcome to Night of Baseball with the Evansville Otters. It's game 2 of a 3-game series at the Gateway Grizzlies. First pitch coming up here in about 10 minutes at 6:45. With Preston Leinenbach, I'm Jevin Redmond. Thank you so much for joining us on the Otters Digital Network and YouTube channel. Zane Clodfelter will join us throughout the night as well. As Evansville looks for a second straight win against Gateway, they took the opener last night, 8-7. The Otters improved to 49-32. The Grizzlies have now dropped 6 straight games. They're 34-47. Florence and Southern Illinois, they're playing each other this weekend, so the Otters will gain ground on one of those teams if Evansville can continue to win. Last night, Florence took the opener of that series, so Evansville starts play with a 1.5 game lead over Florence, who's won 3 straight games, and they're now 3.5 up on the Miners, who they will see this week, a part of the long 10-game road trip Evansville is on. Again, with Preston Leinenbach, I'm Jevin Redmond. Preston, last night, Evansville got the series started off with an 8-7 victory. It was an eventful first inning for Evansville. They capitalized on some walks again from Gateway pitching, and it sounded like a thrilling one-run game last night.
Yeah, it was really just a close battle, which as expected, because again, when you play at GCS Ballpark, the numbers can really, that's on paper at least, can go out the window. And that's kind of what we saw earlier in July when Evansville played, or made 2 trips, should I say, to Gateway back in the middle of the summer. Nonetheless, again, that first inning, the walks were an issue for Gateway. Evansville capitalized. Overall, I believe 6 of the 11 total walks came across the score at some point last night for Evansville. So that's good. That's capitalizing on the mistakes from the opposing team. And then, of course, later on, the slugging and the power, especially from Jeffrey Baez, came through once again. And, of course, Riley Crane continuing to do what he does with his extra base hits as well.
And I was going to bring up Jeffrey Baez. What a pickup he's been so far through 7 games, batting .448. He's 13 of 29, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs. And that's now quite the combo, the lineup. They're hitting second and third with Josh Allen, Jeffrey Baez, to go along now with McNamee and Crane and Davis and Schultz. There's really some power top to bottom in this Evansville lineup.
Yeah, the power's there, and that's the thing that stands out, because this team was already good as an extra base slugging team throughout the season. Now they have even more power, especially when it comes to the home runs and actually going over the fence, not just finding the alleys. McNamee can get on base. He had 3 walks last night. Allen had his first home run in an Otters uniform on Thursday. Baez now 4 straight games, looking maybe for 5 straight games, which he didn't really look comfortable in those first couple games last weekend against Gateway at home. But now it looks like he's got his feet underneath him now that he's in an Otters uniform. And as I mentioned, Riley Crane continues just to be what he's done all season long, and really I think a big name across the Frontier League.
Braden Scott pitches for Evansville tonight. The left-hander's been good, making his 12th start this season. He's 6-3 with a 2.75 ERA, being opposed by Jack DeCinso, the right-hander, making just his 2nd start. He's only pitched 2 innings this year for Gateway, so it's Scott against DeCinso, and I'll come back and set the rest of the starting lineups next. Game 2, Evansville at Gateway on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance, before you walked down the aisle, before the tables were set with care, before you penned a single invitation, before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups for Game 2 of the series. Evansville to Gateway. We'll start with the Otters. They are 49-32. They have a game-and-a-half lead over Florence for first place in the West Division. Leading off and playing right field is number 9, Elijah McNamee. Batting second and playing second base, number 13, Josh Allen. Allen, through his first 4 games, is 6 for 14 for Evansville with a home run and 3 RBIs. Jeffrey Baez hits third. He's in left field. Riley Crane bats cleanup, and he'll play first base. That's J.R. Davis hitting fifth at third base, and John Schultz, a DH, hitting 6th. Andy DeJesus bats 7th. He'll play shortstop, while Justin Felix hits 8th and does the catching. Miles Gordon bats 9th. He's in center field. For starting pitcher, Braden Scott, the left-hander, making his 12th start this year. He is 6-3 with a 2.75 ERA over 68 2/3 innings. Scott has struck out 77 and walked 20 batters so far. McNamee, Allen, Baez, Crane, Davis, Schultz, DeJesus, Felix, and Gordon. The Grizzlies, they're struggling. They've dropped 6 straight games in 8 of their last 10. They are 34-47. Leading off and playing third base is number 1, Abdiel Diaz. Alonzo Jones bats second. He'll play left field. Andres Regno bats third and does the catching. Jose Rosario hits 4th. He'll play second base, followed by the DH, number 22, Ty Moore in the 5th slot. Dustin Woodcock hits 6th. He is in center field. Batting 7th and playing shortstop, number 6, Justin Jones. Hitting 8th and playing first base is number 9, Connor Owings, and Jack Harris bats 9th and plays right field. Again, starting pitcher for Gateway, right-hander Jack DeCinso. DeCinso is making just his 2nd start of the season. Gateway's had to shake up their rotation just a bit. DeCinso has only thrown 2 innings. He's allowed 1 run. It was unearned. No hits, no walks, and he has struck out 3 over 2 innings of work this season. Once again, the starting lineup for Gateway, it is Diaz, Jones, Regno, Rosario, Moore, Woodcock, Jones, Owings, and Harris. The 3 umpires, they're at home plate right now. They're at the ballpark on what is a fairly warm Saturday evening. Some cooler weather is going to be pushed through next week. Should get that maybe September feel for baseball as the Otters are making a playoff run here with a game-and-a-half lead for a playoff spot in first place in the West Division over Florence. When we come back, we'll have first pitch, Otters and Grizzlies, Game 2 of this 3-game series. Otters trying to make it 2 straight on the Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Welcome back to GCS Ballpark, Game 2 of this 3-game series, some Saturday evening baseball with Preston Leinenbach. I'm Jevin Redmond here on the Otters YouTube channel. Glad you could join us. Evansville looking for win number 50 of the season and to move 18 games over the 500 mark. And they're taking on this Gateway squad who they have fallen on tough times. They've lost 6 straight. They're 34-47. They've lost 8 of their last 10 games, and they're 15 games out of first place. So they are not playing for anything these final few weeks, Preston. And we saw it some last week in the series at Bosse Field. Also, last time in the contest at the pitching staff that gives up a lot of free passes. We'll see if Evansville can be patient and make those walks hurt again tonight.
Yeah, I think that's important. Just kind of stick with the approach that's worked for them not only last night but this previous week. However, with Jack DeCincio on the mound, it's someone that the Otters have not seen. So it'll be interested to see how they approach taking him on from the pitching standpoint through their first time through the order. It's not like Barrett last night where they saw him just last week and they've seen him earlier this season. This is kind of, in a way, a fresh face for them. So we'll see how it starts with McNamee leading off.
So McNamee digs in, the Otters right fielder. Wears those high navy blue socks, has the shin guard protection on, and the first pitch is headed home at 6:48, and it's a ball low and inside to McNamee. 88 degrees at first pitch from GCS Ballpark, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And the 1-0 pitch to McNamee, and he pops it up into right field. There is Jack Harris as he comes in near the line, makes the catch for the first out, and on 2 pitches, McNamee is retired.
Yeah, last night McNamee probably frustrated that he didn't get a hit. You know, his average kind of took a hit last night, but yeah, he did his job as the leadoff man a night ago with those 3 walks. That's important. Now he kind of has to change his approach a little bit of being the guy who tries to get on base in front of the meat of the order.
Well, now that you have guys like Allen and Baez to go along with Crane, middle part of the order, McNamee is really kind of the perfect leadoff guy from the ABs that I've seen him take. Mm-hmm. They're always competitive. He makes the pitchers work, and McNamee is hitting different spots, but I like him in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, I do too with his OBP as good as it is, and plus does have the ability to, take the ball the other way. It feels like more often than not, which just feels like a leadoff type of approach.
Here's Josh Allen, the Evansville second baseman. Count is even 1-1. Allen playing his 5th game this year with Evansville. And the 1-1 pitch is sliced fouled on the right field line. As Allen is 6 for 14 with Evansville. That's a .429 mark. Has 1 home run and 3 RBIs. So good to see Josh back in that Otters uniform. Of course, a part of that 2016 championship team. Allen lines it down the right field line, moving over as Harris. He won't get it. It 1 hops off the sidewall. Allen takes a turnaround first, and he'll stop right there with a 1-out single. He thought about trying to stretch it into extra bases, but with how the ball caromed off that sidewall, Harris played it well, and he holds Allen to a single.
Yeah, it was a kind of a weird play there where one, you're waiting to see if it's fair or foul, and then once it does bounce fair, does it bounce over that wall for, a possible ground rule double? And that's why Jack Harrison Wright was kind of hesitant to play it immediately.
Of course, a very short right field line as well, just 301 down that right field line. Well, here comes the big slugger, Jeffrey Baez. He's been scorching hot, and he rifles one out toward deep center field. On the move is Woodcock. He makes the glove, shy of the warning track, as Baez tagged that ball well on a direct line. Woodcock had to hustle back, and he makes the catch, 2 outs.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though it's a small ballpark toward the corners, Baez hit that one right to the deepest part of the ballpark, but he was waiting for that first pitch, and again, kind of just surprising to see Evansville really not holding back here through the first 3 batters.
They have been aggressive, so there's a runner at first base and 2 outs. That brings in Riley Crane, the Evansville cleanup hitting first baseman. As Gateway sets up outside, the pitch from DeCinso is inside. He missed his target badly there, ball 1. Crane has 15 home runs, 69 RBIs to go along with a 282 average. This would be his type of ballpark with that short porch down the right field line. Also, the ball really shoots out toward right center field, if I remember correctly from my trips in previous years. And he drives one deep into right field. On the move is the right fielder. He looks up, and it is foul. Home run distance for Crane, but just foul. Almost right on cue. It's almost like Boots Day is arguing whether that ball was fair or foul. He thought it was fair, and the first base umpire said foul ball. And here comes Andy McCauley across the field to argue with our first base umpire tonight, Aaron Ashlock. And Andy's saying, can you ask the home plate umpire? Camera angle we had wasn't all that clear, but Boots Day, who normally doesn't say boo, he was arguing that.
Yeah, he usually doesn't have a lot to say, throw up an argument. So when Boots Day has something to say, you better listen. Now, it did look like, with the way it was late getting there, but again, it's kind of weird to tell because that's where that hot tub corner is, if you remember in your trip to GCS Ballpark. And it looked like it might have hooked in that area. It's just a matter, was it on the fair or foul territory?
Well, they're going to say it's a foul ball still. And you see Boots Day, he's not happy at all. Also, too, worth noting, and I know it's the Evansville side, and they're going to be a little bit biased, but the entire bullpen reacted as well. They were jumping up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have all those reactions, I don't know. I would like to see it again. We won't get a replay, though. So the count's 1-1 on Crane. Man at first base, 2 outs, and the pitch to him is bounced foul up the first base line, 1-2 on the Otters' first baseman. Just underway, top of the first, no score. Josh Allen with a 1-out single. He's still at first base with 2 away. Will set the Grizzlies defensive lineup if Crane does not make out number 3 here. From the set position, the 1-2 pitch. It's outside, 2-2. Gateway has Alonzo Jones in left, Dustin Woodcock in center. Jack Harris plays right. It's Abdiel Diaz at third. Justin Jones plays short. Jose Rosario at second, and Connor Owings at first base. The catcher is Andres Regno. The 2-2 pitch, it's outside, and the count's full on Crane, and now Allen will be off with this 3-2 pitch. This is game 2 of a 10-game road trip for Evansville. Payoff pitch is popped up foul down the left field line. They got the road trip started with an 8-7 victory last night here at Gateway. Crowd still filing into the ballpark, a scattering of fans behind home plate. It is a neat little ballpark just outside of St. Louis.
Yeah, the thing that even Zay and I have talked about this, we feel like they should have turned it around with the skyline behind the outfield.
Mm-hmm. Here's a ground ball to the right side. The shift was on for Crane, and this one goes to the shortstop Jones, who is playing on the right side of second base, and he throws out Riley Crane, ending the Evansville top of the first inning. They get a 1-out single from Josh Allen, leave him at first base, and after 1/2 inning, it's the Otters 0, and the Grizzlies coming to bat on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
One half inning complete. Evansville fails to score in the top of the first inning despite a 1-out single from Josh Allen. And now we see Braden Scott go to the mound facing this Grizzlies lineup. Again for Scott, he's making his 12th start. Left-handed pitcher, he's been rock solid. 68 2/3 innings, ERA of 2.75, and a 6-3 record. Over those 68 2/3 for Scott, he has struck out 77 batters, and he's walked 20. He'll deal with Diaz, Jones, and Regno. Abdiel Diaz hitting .278, no home runs and 13 RBIs. First pitch to him is right down central, called strike. And it's 0-1 on Diaz. Home plate umpire is Preston Childers. The 0-1, a swing and a miss. Aaron Ashlock at first base. Matt Schofert at third. Nothing and 2 on Diaz. The wind in the pitch. Jammed in. He fouls it off his ankles. The ball ricochets over toward the Otters dugout. Still 2 strikes on Diaz.
I was talking about Diaz last night. The thing that stood out to me was some of the defensive plays that he made last week at Bosse Field over in that large foul territory on the third base side.
The 2-strike pitch. Diaz hits it foul down the right field line. Balls rolls in the concourse. Pretty good gathering of people down the right field line here at the ballpark. Still 0-2 as Scott glares in. Has the signing ones from Justin Felix and the 0-2. Low and inside. Diaz backs away. Gateway 13 games below 500 at 34 and 47. They'll miss the postseason. They're 15 games out of first place. And the 1-2, a breaking ball outside, 2-2. I guess they're not mathematically eliminated. I mean, they are eliminated, but not mathematically yet.
Yeah, they've been struggling for quite a few years now in a row. Yet still saying that this is probably one of their better years.
2-2 pitch, breaking ball to Diaz. He flips it into right field. Diving attempt by Allen, but he can't come up with it. It's a leadoff single for Abdiel Diaz.
And as of right now, they would be safe from not having the worst record in the league as they've had a few times in the last handful of years.
Yeah, right now Joliet, the worst team at 30 and 50. Then it's New Jersey at 33 and 46, and Gateway with the third worst record at 34 and 47.
So last night, Joliet ended up defeating Windy City in a home run derby.
There's a swing and a foul back. Only been doing these games for about a week and a half, and I'm hoping to get a home run derby game.
Really?
Yeah, I want to see it one time.
Well, I'll just say this. I'll feel better about it if it's on the road than at Bosse Field. Because if it's at Bosse Field, I've been at the ballpark way too long that day.
The 0-1 pitch is driven pretty well out toward left. On comes Jeffrey Baez, sliding a tip, and he comes up with it in left center field. That ball is sinking quickly. And we've seen Baez, despite his size, he covers some ground well, and he just captured that ball before it hit the turf, sliding feet first and left center field. An impressive catch, one away.
Yeah, there was a play last night, kind of similar, I guess, in terms of how he slid into it. It was more toward the left center gap, and he actually called off Miles Gordon. He felt like he had the better angle toward it, and he had it, but then it kind of popped out. So it looked like he did not have control of it long enough for it to be considered an out, but he made a similar type play last night.
So 1-on-1 out, and the catcher, Andres Regno, digs in, hitting .320 with 12 home runs, 41 RBIs. Braden Scott, a pickoff attempt over to first base, keeping a close eye on Abdiel Diaz, who's back in safely. First pitch to Regno, big right-handed slugger. Checks the swing and takes on the outside corner, 0-1. Regno thought it was outside. Regno also has 6 doubles to go along with those numbers I just mentioned. From the belt, Scott delivers on 0-1, and that's on the corner again. 0-2, and again, I think Regno has the word of the home plate umpire, Preston Childers. From the set position, the 2-strike pitch. Setting up outside again. And it is outside, a swing and a miss. And Regno lost his bat. It went flying toward the
no kidding.
Gateway dugout. Wow.
That's all the way down there by the bullpen.
That's further than I thought, yeah. Well, he was not very happy with the first 2 pitches that were called a strike on the outside corner, and he had to protect it. I don't know if it was a strike or not. And he just launched the bat. All an accident, of course. So the strikeout for Braden Scott. There's 2 away, and here is Jose Rosario, their second baseman, batting .279. 10 home runs, 39 runs batted in. He stands off the plate just a tad, and the pitch to him is yanked foul down the third baseline, strike 1. Otters have Baez in left, Gordon in center, McNamee in right, Davis, DeJesus, Allen, and Crane. From left to right around the infield, the catcher is Justin Felix for Braden Scott, who's trying to work a scoreless first. Scott comes set from the belt, looks toward first base, setting up inside. The 0-1 offering is inside and low, 1-1. Leadoff single by Diaz. Jones lined out to left. Regno struck out swinging. Now 1-1 count on Rosario. The pitch is low, 2-1. When is the last time Gateway had a competitive team or above 500? Can you remember?
Remember, not since I don't think since I've started with the Otters. So that's 5 seasons.
Say, because when I did games in 2016, they were bad as well. So probably before that.
Here into the research.
A 2-1 pitch. That's Anthony's on the inside corner, 2-2.
Let's see. They were 39-57 in 2019. 3
Rosario twirls his bat in the right-handed batter's box. Waiting for Scott to come set, who is holding the ball in his left hand. Shaking off the catcher Felix a few times, and timeout is called by the hitter Rosario.
Last winning season for them, 2014, 50-46. And that did not get them into the postseason.
2-2 offering, just a tick inside, counts full, 3-2, and Diaz off with his next pitch from first base.
Yeah, so it looks like about the time of when the Otters were coming out of their, bad years, that's when Gateway started going downhill.
Payoff pitch to Rosario. Swing and a miss. Scott tied him up. Back-to-back Ks for Braden Scott. And that one ends the first inning. Leadoff single from Diaz. He's left at first base after 1. No score from Gateway on the Otters Digital Network.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Welcome back to Gateway. No score after one with Preston Leinebach. I'm Jevin Redmond. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters are up for Evansville. It's J.R. Davis, John Schultz, and Andy DeJesus. Each team with a hit in the first inning, but they leave both of those guys at first base. As Jack DeCenso, who only had 2 innings pitched all year with Gateway, this is just his second game. Works here in the top of the second, and the first pitch to Davis. Big swing and a miss by JR. He comes up empty, strike one. Davis, the Evansville third baseman, is hitting just above 300 at 306, 7 home runs and 48 RBIs. From the wind, the one-strike pitch is bounced on the ground to short. Justin Jones gobbles it up, low throw to first, and Owings can't pick it at first base. He's 6 on the throw, and safe at first base is J.R. Davis. That was just a routine ground ball to Jones, and he short-hopped it.
Kind of similar to a leadoff walk. You get the leadoff guy on with an error. It seems like usually those type of situations tend to blow back in your face if you're the Grizzlies. Evansville needs to take advantage of another miscue by Gateway.
That brings in the veteran left-hander John Schultz. He's the DH hitting 6 tonight. They sit way up outside, and Schultz takes down the middle. Strike one. Schultz is hitting .265, has a home run, 6 RBIs. Even stance, holds it down the end and a pickoff attempt over at first base. I'm sure Mr. Schultz was happy last week to see Josh Allen back in the clubhouse.
Oh, yes. Those two are very close, good buds. In fact, they drove separately from the team yesterday, and I know they've been hanging out a lot since Josh's arrival earlier in the week. So,
strike two on the corner to John Schultz. He's behind 0-2.
And they hang out during the off season. John will go down to the ranch down in Florida, and sometime Josh will come up to Pennsylvania to see John. So very close buds.
Our first base, nobody out, and the 0-2 pitch to John Schultz is up and away, ball one. Does John Schultz like to wrestle alligators too, like Josh Allen does? Bill's the one.
That's the question we got to ask John. Hey, are you partaking in those kind of activities with Josh?
See, I didn't know this about Josh Allen until last weekend when I was talking with Bill McCune at the Otters game on the broadcast, and he brought that up out of nowhere. Didn't know that. Do you know any more details about Josh Allen wrestling alligators?
I know he's mentioned it a few times. Like I said, one, just being down there in Florida, and I'm just curious. What I'm curious to know, because it never occurred to me until this conversation popped up last week, is I wonder, are they just like actual live alligators out in the backyard, or are they like already have the tape around the mouth so it's not dangerous and gonna get bit and staged, I guess.
2-2 pitch to Schultz, another pickoff attempt over at first base. Sounds like a remake of like Tiger King we could have with Josh Allen, him wrestling alligators. And it's also weird, too, because Bill brought that up. It was a Sunday broadcast, and then Allen was signed a couple days later. 2-2 pitch to Schultz. Headed home, and a foul ball. Third base side.
And I know earlier during the homestand earlier in the week, it seemed like John and Josh arrived at the ballpark. I mean, like at noon, like super early, just to come hang out, and throw, and hit.
Now, Josh did say he's done after this season, correct? This is kind of his last hoorah.
That's what he said in our exclusive Otters TV interview the other day. He's going to get married in the off season.
2-2 pitch to Schultz. So big swing and a foul back. Had a big rip at one belt high, inner half the plate. Just missed it.
But it's hard to ever take it for certain, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, John Schultz came back.
Right. Now, has Schultz given a timetable? Is he maybe going to play again next year? Or?
I have not heard about next year.
Right now, he's worried about this AB here against DeCinso. Still a 2-2 count. The right-hander looks in and pumps it home. Schultz takes high and away, and the count's full 3-2.
And I think the question could be asked as well about Tyler Vale, but obviously this year was kind of a lost season for him with the injury, but he kind of acts like he still wants to come back and actually play because, I mean, when he arrived in spring training, he was in the greatest shape that I've seen him in an Otters uniform, and he worked so hard to get to that point.
Payout pitches. Schultz up and away, ball 4. Good at bat for John Schultz, spoiling a couple of 2-strike pitches. He draws a walk, and the first 2 have reached in the top of the second, and he's 6, and now a walk. Davis at second, Schultz at first base for DeJesus.
It'll be interesting to see about next season for the Otters for a lot of reasons. Which players will, the older guys want to come back, continue their career, or any of these younger guys maybe get the call up in the offseason, like Braden Scott. A lot of people ask, well, how come he hasn't been signed to affiliated baseball yet? Well, it's kind of the end of the year. It's not really the need. So I suspect he would definitely get some looks in the offseason to affiliated baseball, especially now that one with the contractions of MILB last year.
Here's a pitch high to DeJesus, the Otters shortstop with 2 on, nobody out.
But also because I know Major League Baseball has kind of changed the rules with expanded rosters toward the end of the seasons.
That's the thing about, Frontier League Baseball. The turnover each and every year is frequent, so you never know what next year's roster is going to look like. Could be a bunch of new faces. As the pitcher DeCinso steps off, DeJesus batting .307, 2 home runs and 29 RBIs.
I mean, going into the spring training this year, there were only 5 players that he had either played previously in 2019 or, in John Schultz's case, previously in an Otters uniform.
The 1-0 pitch to DeJesus. That's a strike on the corner, knee high, counts even 1-1. From our vantage point, looking behind home plate to our left, is that who I think it is in the Otters blue and hat?
Yeah, it looks like our good friend Matt Siegel.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that his brother Bobby, the hitting coach for the Otters, is feeling better. I know him and the family have kind of been battling some illness the last week.
1-1 pitch. That's outside, 2-1 to DeJesus. Now, is Bobby at the game, or is he away from the team?
Now, I do not know if he made the trip. I know he missed a few of the home games this past week just to be on the safe side, obviously with the past year and a half that everybody's lived through. Mm-hmm. But there was a little bit of kind of a little bug going around the clubhouse a little bit, so everybody was trying to do their best to stay safe and keep their distance. And
2-1 offering to DeJesus. He takes outside, ball 3, and one more wide one. They'll be loaded. Otters still don't have a hit in this inning, and he's 6 and a walk. And now 3-1 is the count on DeJesus. Just got a text message saying Claude Felter said he'll be here in 5 minutes. That was 3 minutes ago, so he'll be here in 2 minutes, Preston.
All right, we're waiting for the knock. We went right on the dot, counting it down.
Here's a 3-1 pitch to DeJesus. That's right down the middle, lifted in the air, out toward left. Jones racing over, and he runs out of room as the ball is hit in the corner and out of play and foul as 4 or 5 kids give chase for that baseball. Good effort by Alonzo Jones.
It's like last night. It was approaching 10 o'clock, and I was broadcasting the game from the booth at Bossy Field, and told the fans, wait, 10 o'clock, that stoplight over there is going to start flashing, and it sure did.
I should have hung a stoplight up just so we get that effect.
Yeah. No, it's just something about countdowns, no matter what it is. Start counting down from 9:59. All right, here we go, 10 o'clock, it's coming.
Payoff pitch to DeJesus. 2 on, nobody out. DeCenso looks towards second, now delivers. Outside ball 4, he walked DeJesus. Back-to-back free passes. That's been the story of the Grizzlies season. They walk a lot of batters, and the bases loaded, nobody out, but the catcher, Justin Felix.
Kind of surprised Cam Roth didn't make an appearance out on the mound. And it's really just shocking with, as you mentioned, as a team, the Gateway Grizzlies struggling with the free passes with Cam Roth as their manager, because formerly a manager in Lake Erie, but also pitching coach and really known as one of the best when it comes to pitching guidance in the Frontier League.
First pitch to Felix, and it hits him on the shoulder. Back-to-back walks, now hit by pitch, and it's 1-0 Evansville. Thank you. Gateway just handed Evansville a run.
It's not the most exciting way to earn a run, a bases loaded hit by pitch, but nonetheless, good way to take it, and thankfully it just wasn't in a location that was, for Felix, who's as a catcher, you don't want him right in the throwing arm, so hopefully that doesn't come into effect.
Well, now it's a chance for Evansville to really break this game open early. Still nobody out. Miles Gordon digs in. The pitch from DeCenso. It's outside, ball 1. E6. Walk. Hit by pitch, 1-0 Evansville. The 1-0 pitch, and here's a high fly ball out towards center. Woodcock makes the catch. Runner from third, Schultz, is tagging. The throw home is offline. It gets away, and everyone moves up. It's 2-0 Evansville. RBI sacrifice fly for Miles Gordon. RBI number 30 for him. Schultz scores. DeJesus moves to third. Felix moves to second. 2-0 Evansville.
And once again, just an example of the small ball. You take the sacrifice fly. We've seen quite a few of those this past week for the Otters. So we've seen the power and the slugging, but also the small ball approach. And for Evansville to be able to, produce offense and manufacture either way, you'll take that, and it's just a good sign when you have that kind of balance. As McNamee will step back up with the lineup, turn back over.
So it's 2-0 Evansville. McNamee digs in, second and third with 1 out. The pitch is below the knees, ball 1. McNamee flew out to right his first time up. McNamee has 39 RBIs on the season. And the 1-0 pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes.
There's a headset in there.
McNamee looking for a go pitch here on 2-0. And he took a vicious rip and fouled it straight back 2-1. And he was searching for home run number 8 there.
For McNamee, right-handed batter, a little bit more of a disadvantage for him with the big wall to his pull side.
Jammed him, a little floater out towards short on a couple of hops. That'll get a run home as Jones throws out McNamee. Scoring from third base is DeJesus, 3-0 Evansville. Top of the second. That's RBI number 40 for McNamee on the ground out.
Again, you'll just manufacture offense, be productive. If you're getting out, that's okay. Just be productive, put the ball in play, and still drive in the run.
So 2 outs, 3 runs home. Evansville doesn't have a hit in this inning, and it's Josh Allen who has Evansville's only hit, a 1-out single back in the first. From the high set, the pitch. Good breaking ball from DeCinso. That bends in for a strike. 0-1 on Allen. Now the 0-1. Allen bounces it up the middle. Ranging to his left is Jones, and some suspense because our video just froze. I'm not sure if the shortstop gets it or if it goes into center field. Well, that's a first. Judging by the reaction, I want to say it's a base hit into center, but I don't know.
We're trying our best here.
It is a base hit into center, 4-0 Evansville. So Allen picks up an RBI single, scoring Justin Felix. Allen's 2 for 2 in the game, and he has 4 RBIs now in 5 games for Evansville. Preston Leinebach over trying to get it hooked back up, our video feed. We're back at my apartment, and it's almost like the internet dropped out. That hasn't happened much either. So it's 4-0 Evansville. Here's Baez, and he gets under a 1-0 pitch and lifts a fly ball into center. There is Woodcock. He makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. Evansville picks up 4 runs in the top of the second on just 1 hit. And after an inning and a half, it's Evansville 4, Gateway 0. Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Four 4-0 Evansville, home half of the second. Otters score 4 runs in the top of the second with just 1 hit. Josh Allen, RBI single, 2 outs in the center, made it 4-0, but a couple of walks, hit by pitch, E6, and the first pitch of the home half of the second for lefty Scott is a curveball inside to Ty Moore, 5th place hitting DH, hitting .278, 3 home runs and 16 RBIs. So 5, 6, and 7 up. As Scott struck out 2 in the first inning and allowed 1 hit to the leadoff hitter Abdiel Diaz. Oh, swing and a miss. Big rip by Moore. Count is even, 1-1. Now a 3-man booth. I'm Jevin Redmond with Preston Leinebach. You've heard us for the most part. Now Zane Clodfelter has made his way here to broadcast, and we'll get some Zane here after this 1-1 pitch from Scott to Moore. Jammed him, fouled off, third base side, 1-2. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. Good to be here, Preston. Good to see you, and good to see Braden Scott taking care of business in the first. Let's see if he can do the same in the second.
He's been good for Evansville this year, trying to improve to 7-3. Came in with an ERA below 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ty Morris. Scott glares in. Gets a sign from Justin Felix. The wind and the 1-2. Upstairs, a fastball, 2-2. Well, Zane, I'm going to ask you real quick. You've only been watching for a couple of minutes. Have you found Waldo in our stands yet?
Who am I looking for?
I'll give you just a second. You'll see him in a second. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball left side. Third baseman Davis positioned perfectly and throws wild. It gets away from the first baseman Cranen down the right field line. Moore will hold put at first base. It's an E5 on the throw from J.R. Davis.
As I look for the mystery person, I will say I love the uniforms that the Gateway Grizzlies are wearing. Of course, being in the St. Louis metropolitan area, and you guys might have already talked about this already, the fact that they have the Grizzlies on the bat, kind of like the birds on the bat across the river. I really like it. Now I'm looking.
Man, Waldo's moving quite a bit, too. I thought you might catch him there. I'll give you one more batter.
Is it Matt Siegel?
Yeah.
Hey. He's in the blue, right?
Yeah. He was waving moments ago to us, or to whoever he was texting.
Yep, there he is. Because he always wears those shades.
First pitch to Woodcock, right down central, called a strike to the Gateway center fielder.
And he's listening to us.
Oh, I don't know. He was just waving earlier. I was kind of saying that sarcastically. It looked like he was waving to us because, I mean, we're looking at him. There's the 0-1. Breaking ball. Inside corner, called a strike. 0-2 on Woodcock.
I've always asked myself, if I had the green seats at Busch Stadium and I was on camera view, would I be one of those people that always make me so mad when I'm watching the game at home that are waving, trying to get on TV, or would I just sit there?
I mean, I'd probably do it once, like at the beginning, but I'm not going to do it like the whole
Right,
game.
right at first pitch wave.
Mm-hmm. 0-2 is slash foul. I mean, if there was like a shot of you at a game and you knew for 5 or 10 seconds, hey, I'm on. But if you're sitting first or second row, you're on the entire game, why do they continue to wave? Like, everyone can see you.
Right.
You're on TV. No reason to wave.
Well, they have to call everybody in their contacts and let them know that they're at the game.
It's just like what Zane does when he's on TV at IU football games.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm on TV, though, because there's multiple cameras there. TV, in-house cameras, you never know.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Woodcock. It's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the center fielder.
So this is a big series, and then a big series going on east on 64 with Southern Illinois and Florence. So weird how the whole division playing each other here.
Couple weeks left in the regular season. 1-2 pitch to Woodcock, setting up outside. And it's low and away, 2-2. The regular season finale will be 2 weeks from tomorrow. Preston, when do the playoffs start after that last game on Sunday? Is it on that Tuesday?
On that Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday, okay.
And it's the 2-3.
Yep.
Where the team with the worst record gets the first 2, and then the better team has the last 3 on the weekend.
So I'm assuming it'd be Wednesday, Thursday. It'd be Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously if necessary. And then does the next series start on Tuesday as well?
Yes, it'd be the same the following week. Yep.
So it looks like if the Otters make the playoffs, I would assume they're going to have the best record in the Frontier League, so they'd have the latter games
They would
at
have
home.
the weekend games, which means starting on the Friday, which I know that would be difficult for your all schedules.
It would. Saturday and Sunday would be good.
And as long as the playoff game on that Saturday, the 18th, is at 6:35 like normal, I too would be good. I'll have an assignment that morning through the mid-afternoon.
What about that Friday? You'll be there for the playoffs for that Friday?
We'll have to see. I would make a way to make it work. You know how I am.
Because I know you guys are busy with high school football on Fridays.
I'm missing Heritage Hills South Spencer in a couple of weeks for an Otters home game.
2-2 pitch popped up into foul territory. Third baseman Davis runs out of room. Still 2-2 here on Woodcock with Moore at first base. Nobody out. Otters in front 4-0. Home out the second.
For our listeners, I mean, I cover 2 high school teams in football season, and for the Otters on September 10th, their last homestand, I am missing the game where they play each other.
Yeah.
But I have contingency plans in place because I don't want to miss being at Bosse Field.
Hopefully that Friday game doesn't mean anything for Evansville in a good way. Maybe they have things locked up by then.
That's a really good point. Very good point.
2-2 pitch is ripped down the right field line fair. It goes all the way into the corner. Karam's off that sidewall. McNamee sprints to it, zips it into second base. Not in time. It's a double for Woodcock, and the Grizzlies have second and third. Nobody out.
It didn't look like there was a lot of padding there. It looked like it hit underneath the padding, which is why it took that terrible ricochet, I think, straight up off concrete, right?
Yeah, I think Karam'd out a good ways.
I mean, that was a nasty bounce and pretty unlucky if you're Evansville and the right fielder.
21st double of the season for Woodcock, and it's second and third. Nobody out. Here comes Justin Jones.
So I'm sure McNamee's playing it. Okay, he's going to play it further down the line when the wall comes closer in foul territory, but that got him right at the bullpen.
So some work to do here for Scott after he was spotted at a 4-0 lead. Jones, the shortstop, the hitter. He takes right down central a strike.
And for the record, Zane, at this point last night, we were still in the first inning. So the first inning last night was not a Zane Clodfelter type of inning.
Well, I almost texted you last night, Preston, on my way home. I thought maybe there was weather that delayed the game because I was really surprised. I got done with my high school football stuff. It was the 7th inning.
Here's a pitch inside corner, called a strike. 0-2 on Jones. As Scott would like a strikeout here. I will say there was a human rain delay. That would be Jordan Barrett, the Gateway starter, who walked 4 in the first inning. He's the guy that walked 8 in 3 innings in Evansville last weekend. He pitched last night.
Then I get it. I get it.
No, the actual game that had the weather delay was Southern and Florence.
Here's a ground ball to the left side. Shortstop charging. That's DeJesus. And he throws wildly over the first baseman's head. And everyone's safe and a run scores. Moving to third base is Woodcock. More scores from third. And it's a 4-1 game. The second, still nobody out. The Otters a bit sloppy defensively. 2 throwing errors here in this inning.
And here's the surprising thing. Guys, we have not seen this type of defense and bad play at defense from the Otters all season. If they were doing this in late May and early June, coming off the long layoff, not having a 2020 season, it's understandable, but they were precise and they were efficient defensively. So it's kind of weird this late in the season to kind of see those mental lapses on defense.
Jones will still get credit for an RBI. On the E6, he has 27 RBIs this year. And now the tying run comes to the plate. In Connor Owings, their first baseman. Lefty and lefty here. And the pitch. It's inside. Ball 1. E5, a double. E6 has been the story so far in this half inning.
So the left side of the infield not doing the Otters any favors so far today. Time to make up for it, though.
Still a 4-1 Evansville lead. The 1-0 pitch. Jammed in, ground ball up the middle toward the second base back. The shortstop fields. DeJesus throws low, and the first baseman Crane can't pick it. Everyone's safe. What is going on? 3 throwing errors in this inning.
I feel bad for Riley Crane because he's not really getting the best throws over there, and it's up to him to kind of bail out his teammates on the infield. And typically he can be that super guy, the superhero, where, you know, he can kind of bail some of his teammates out, but, not the case so far here in the second.
That's a second throwing error for DeJesus. Here's the pitch, and slowing outside, ball 1. Preston, can you help me out? There's nobody out, correct? They've got one up on the board. Okay, my apologies.
There was an out at second.
That's right, it was a forced out. I'm sorry. I didn't realize he stepped on the bag. Okay. Here's a ground ball up the middle. This could be 2. The flip to second, the throw to first, double play. 4-6-3, that was a nifty turn. Allen to DeJesus to Crane, and that ends the inning. So Gateway picks up 2 runs. And after 2 innings, it's Evansville 4, Gateway 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
After 2 innings of play, it is 4-2 Evansville in front of Gateway. Sloppy second on both sides. And here is the leadoff hitter in the 3rd inning, and it's Riley Crane. The 1-0. Over but low, 2 balls and no strikes.
Is that guy selling half pot tickets there in the aisleway?
It looks like it says 50-50 on the sign.
Okay. So I was trying to make out what this sign actually said.
2-0 to Crane. That's on the corner. 2-1.
It's not a political sign.
Right. And you can't miss him. I mean, he's wearing a
yellow shirt right in the middle.
So there's another fan behind home plate.
Crane takes a 2-1 pitch and goes the other way for a base hit into left center field. The shift was on. He hit it away from the shift. For Crane, his first hit of the night, leadoff man on top of the 3rd.
And that's about the same direction where he hit his big double last night. That time extended the Otters' lead, provided those insurance runs.
And that's how you get the opposition to knock off the shift, is by hitting it to the natural shortstop spot where they would have been playing normal. That would have been a routine 6-3 out.
So in stands J.R. Davis. He reached base on air, shows bunt, and gets a bunt down out in front of home plate. Only play for the pitcher is to first base, and he throws high, but somehow Owings stayed on the first base bag, and it goes down as a sacrifice, 1-3, and Crane moves up to second base.
I doubt we'll have a replay, Jevin, on our monitor, but I thought that the throw was so high that he beat that out. Davis.
Well, you missed it in the 1st inning. When Crane was up, he hit a ball down the right field line. It appeared to be fair for a home run, but the first base umpire said it was foul. And Boots Day, who doesn't say a word, he argued right away and was all over it. The entire bullpen for Evans argued.
So that's how you know that the umpire was wrong, because, Boots rarely says a word.
And then they got all the umpires together, and once they decided, hey, it's still a foul ball, you saw Boots still barking at the first base umpire. So you normally don't see that from him.
Boots doesn't normally say a lot, but when he does, he's right, because he's on top of it. You don't think he's...
I mean, the home plate umpire would have had the same vantage point, just a little bit, so I'm surprised.
Boots will call you out. He's always on his toes on things.
Yeah.
We don't have the longevity in baseball that he's had without that ability to still spot things that might not be right.
For your mentioning about the Crane and facing the shift, he actually did have a bunt for a hit last night.
Good.
As did DeJesus when, he's a switch hitter. He's batting from the left side, so they had the shift on. He hit one, bunted one for a hit, so 2 bunt hits last night.
Foul ball here from Schultz, 1-2 with the man at second base, and 1 away, top of the 3rd, 4-2 Evansville.
Good to see John Schultz kind of becoming a regular in this lineup every couple of days. It's good to have that veteran presence, that championship presence with him and now Josh Allen both in the lineup for Evansville, just like 2016.
Swing and a miss. Schultz strikes out. Couldn't catch up on a fastball that was right down the middle. That is the 2nd out of the inning, and for this right-hander, his first strikeout of the game.
But But Monday's going to be a really important day for Evansville because that is going to be their last off day.
Yeah.
So I hope they use it wisely. And Preston, I assume, just traveling, correct?
This coming Monday?
Yes.
They'll be back in town. They're going to come right back after tomorrow night's game, so they'll be able to stay in their own beds for Sunday night as well as Monday night.
Here's a fly ball in the left off the bat of DeJesus. Moving back is Jones, and he makes the catch, ending the top of the third inning. Otters get a leadoff single from Riley Crane. He's left at second base. Grizzlies bat in the third. Evansville in front 4-2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Top of the order for Gateway in the third. It's a 4-2 Evansville lead with Preston Leinebach and Zane Clodfelter. I'm Jevin Rudman. 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Evansville. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Gateway. Abdiel Diaz digs in. He singled his first time up, and on the first offering here, called strike knee high outside corner on a good fastball from Braden Scott. All the runs coming in the second inning. Evansville scored 4 times the top of the frame. Gateway with 2 runs in the bottom half. Strike 2 on Diaz, knee high. Now the next pitch. Swinging a fly ball in the other right. McNamee in his tracks. Now it comes in a few steps, and he makes the catch. 1 out.
Jevin, a couple of FrontierLeagueTV.com score updates for you in the Midwest Conference, which is of importance for Evansville. Schaumburg leading Lake Erie 4-2. That is in the bottom of the third in the Chicagoland area. And then the one other big one, Florence is now on top of Southern Illinois 5-4. The Miners are batting top of the 7th. That's at Y'all's Ballpark in Kentucky.
I still struggle to wrap my head around the fact of calling it a conference. Like when I hear Midwestern Conference, I'm automatically thinking of like a collegiate conference.
Well, the old MCC
right.
that UE used to play in and dominate.
Here's a ground ball up the middle. DeJesus, who has had some troubles throwing it over to first base tonight, is accurate with his throw. 2 up and 2 down in the third as Alonzo Jones is taken care of. 6-3 on the putout.
I'm pretty sure that was the Midwestern Cities Conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, so these are conferences? I'm confused.
So basically the reason why Lake Erie and Schaumburg is important is because if the Otters make the playoffs, they would play the other division winner from the Midwest, which right now would be Schaumburg.
Right,
Okay.
the West Division and the Central are in the Midwestern Conference.
Okay, I got you.
And then the Northeast and Atlantic are in the Can-Am Conference. Because
So
of
yeah,
the
you want to
former
track
Can-Am.
the other division in the Midwest just to know who your potential postseason opponent will be.
I knew that the West Division plays the Central Division in the playoffs, but I didn't realize that those were considered like a conference. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, or AKA travel partners too, because that's how they kind of broke down the schedules.
Okay.
Except Florence played some Can-Am teams in New Jersey and Sussex County where the Otters did not play them.
Washington as well.
Yes.
No balls and 2 strikes on the righty, Andres Regno, and he strikes out on 3 pitches. Goodbye, sir. It's second time he has struck out tonight, and after 3. Quick work by Braden Scott in this frame. He has struck out 3 tonight as well. And again, after 3, it's Evansville 4, Gateway 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
First pitch of the top of the 4th inning runs high and tight to Justin Felix, 8th place hitting catcher who was hit on the left shoulder his first time up, got an RBI because the bases were loaded. His 8th RBI this season. Now the 1-0 pitch to him is yanked. Fair inside the third base bag and down into the corner. Past the diving third baseman Abdiel Diaz, and Justin Felix has himself a leadoff double in the top of the 4th inning with the Otters in front 4-2.
When Justin Felix makes contact with the baseball, he hits it hard. We've seen him hit a solo home run to straightaway center field at Bosse Field, which in my decade with the team, that's a rare sight.
It's just his 4th double of the season, and he's in scoring position for Miles Gordon, who had an RBI sacrifice fly to center field his first trip to the plate.
Last night, it was Felix who had the bases loaded walk when the Otters took the lead at 6-5 last night. Put together a good at bat there.
You guys were talking about the conferences and divisions with the playoff chase, and you mentioned the Schaumburg scores. Schaumburg has the biggest lead of all the division leaders. They're 6 games up on Windy City, who is 37-44. Schaumburg 43-38. So unless something wild happens there, Schaumburg will be coming out of the Central Division. And still 3 teams involved in the West with Evansville, Florence, and of course the Miners. Here's a pitch high and outside to Miles Gordon, 1-0.
And that's kind of been an interesting division to watch because beginning of the season, Lake Erie got off to a bad start. Then they got really hot and were in first place for a while. Now they've come back down to earth a little bit. And then the last couple weeks, Schaumburg's had a tough road because they had to play the West Division teams like Southern and Florence, and giving the other 2 teams like Lake Erie and Windy City a chance to come back, and they just didn't take advantage of it.
1 ball, no strikes on Gordon, left-handed hitter. Good located fastball from DeCenso. Counts even 1-1 on Gordon.
I mean, this is the time where you really start to scoreboard watch, and if you're Southern Illinois, if they continue to struggle in Florence and they drop tonight, drop the series, that series with Evansville this coming week is going to be mightily important for them.
Here's a foul ball, third base side, 1-2.
Because if then they have back-to-back bad series with the teams that they're chasing, that might knock them out finally. It seems like the Miners have been KO'd a couple times only to get back up and try again.
They had won, 8 straight games? They've lost back-to-back contests now. And a 1-2 pitch for Miles Gordon. Off of second base is Felix. Fastball tails away from the left-hander. Counts even, 2-2.
Yeah, and a part of that win streak was a sweep. I believe 4-game sweep, if I remember correctly, because they had to make up a game against Schaumburg last weekend.
And also included their shutout series against Evansville.
2-2 pitch. High fly ball into center field. On comes Woodcock, the center fielder, and he makes the catch. 1 out. That camera angle fooled me a little bit. Who ended up catching that?
It's like Rosario backpedaled.
Yeah. So the second baseman went into short center field and made the catch. 1 away.
I'm distracted on the batter's side. It looks like they added advertisement to the right side. Have you noticed that? In my past trips to GCS Ballpark, I don't remember the batter's eye being that small.
McNamee digs in, runner at second base, 1 out. Breaking ball is high, ball 1.
And I mention that because every time a new team comes to Bosse Field, they always complain about our batter's eye. Which, I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's also Bosse Field, so it giveth and it taketh.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a breaking ball on the corner. Counts even, 1-1. Now go ahead.
I was going to say, before there used to be those trees behind the billboards later along Heidelbach.
Right.
And the city took those down. So that was kind of out of our control as an organization.
That was outside the brick walls.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Skips in 2-1. Now, this has been a long time ago. I'm just speaking from experience. The few games that I actually got to play at Bosse Field, I remember looking out towards center, and there was always kind of like a metal bar and also a panel. And on those 4:30, 5 o'clock starts, the sun would reflect off that, and it was miserable to hit.
And I know now they've kind of worked with
ground ball left side, and a ranging play by the shortstop Justin Jones, who goes to third base and gets Felix for the second out. What was Felix doing?
I don't understand, because he had no throw at first base, so if you just stay at second, you're going to have 2 runners on with still nobody, or with 1 out.
Goes down as a fielder's choice, 6-5. Yeah, Jones had no chance to throw out McNamee at first base, and instead of waiting for it to go through, Felix just took off toward third and got thrown out.
Preston, do you have a hypothesis on that?
And I was just going to say, the ultimate mistake is getting out on a play that you see in front of you.
Right. So he must have lost the baseball.
Or thought it was going through. Was going to try to score, but anyways, now there's 2 outs and a guy at first base, and Allen takes strike 1. Allen 2 for 2 with an RBI hit. So Josh Allen now is 8 for 16 this year in Otters uniform. That is, yes, a 500 average.
But I was going to ask or say though, now the Otters have worked with Crawford Dorr to kind of paint their windows in their building. Now, when you played there at Bosse Field, Jevin, were those windows painted, or did that reflection go off the windows?
That was the reflection, yeah. So it's different now. Like I said, that's been a little bit, but ground ball of third. Diaz charging hard. He throws across the diamond, and Josh Allen is retired for the first time tonight. Otters strand a man at first base, and after 3.5, it's Evansville 4, Gateway 2 on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
Welcome back to GCS Ballpark, where Evansville has a 4-2 lead over the Grizzlies. All the runs coming in the second inning for both sides. Jose Rosario digs in against Braden Scott. And from the line, the first pitch is inside, just a tad to Rosario, who struck out ending the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes. With Preston Leinenbach and Zane Claude Felter, I'm Jevin Redmond. Jordan Fisher will join us tomorrow night. The 1-0 is a curveball right down the middle. 1-1 on Rosario.
Can't wait. Have our Big Red chat.
And Jordan, I forget what he had tonight. The 1-1 pitch in the turf, 2-1. Oh, we had a meeting in Mount Vernon late this afternoon with Keith Oweth. They do the basketball strength,
Yes.
the HSAA, and then Jordan said he had to clean up some place before his dad got back home. So I don't know if he threw some party last night or what. But
He was staying at his dad's house. He was filling us in on.
he must have trashed and had to clean it up before he got back home. Ground ball to second. Allen throws out Rosario, 1 away.
So if there was a party, I was not invited.
I was not either. We go to Kipley's together. So what's the deal, Big Red?
Well, and he did football last night. Their game got over at about 10 o'clock as an overtime game, Mater Dei and Castle.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He could have just had to clean up, just tidy around. Who knows? But we'll ask him tomorrow. we'll grill him on air about it.
Yeah, please put him on the spot because he'll give you the look that he gives me, the look of death. Like, what are you going to ask?
Yeah, nobody say anything to him before the game. Then
I won't.
Middle of the game, we'll just bring it up. So, Jordan. Here is Ty Moore. And the left-hander takes a strike. Knee-high outside corner as Moore reached on E5 his first time up and came around to score. Braden Scott's allowed just 2 hits. Didn't get much help from his defense in that second inning. Curveball nearly clipped Moore across the jersey, but he gets out of the way. 1-1. Now the next. Low again, 2 balls and 1 strike. Fairly decent crowd at the ballpark tonight. They were spread out down the right field line in the picnic area. It's a good night to be at a game. 88 degrees at first pitch. And the 3-1. Or now it's 3-1 to Moore as the pitch misses low.
I'm sure several of them having baseball's best burger, which is their trademark.
They have a very good concession stand altogether. Outside ball 4, 1 out walk to Ty Moore.
Which, those specialties are over there on that left field concession side.
Yep.
My favorite is the Country Bob's Grill House, because that's where they have all the different barbecue options.
Yep.
That's down right field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that when I made the trip there a couple of times in 2016, I got their barbecue nachos, which were good.
Yes.
Better than Bossy Field barbecue nachos?
Yes. Unfortunately, I have to admit, yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
Just the facts. We don't embellish.
Which, I mean, they got a little help with the St. Louis barbecue across the river, so. Which, last week when Gateway was in town talking with Colin, their broadcaster, he said that he thought the St. Louis barbecue was a bit overrated.
I mean, still nothing beats Kansas City barbecue, but...
Did you ask him about emos? The Square Beyond Compare?
I did not.
That divides families. That debate.
And I've heard from both sides, it's either really good or really bad, but I've heard more poor reviews outside of the Emos commercials. Here's a line drive into right field. I mean, Emos, they build that up. It's the Square Beyond Compare, but honestly, I would say the majority of people I've talked to that have had that have said it's awful.
Right. Growing up in Evansville, you get all the Cardinal games, and of course, Emos, every commercial. in every break, there was an Emo's ad. And so you finally get to the age where you're on a college trip with some buddies like, hey, let's go to Emo's. We've seen the ads for 15 years.
So disappointing.
You eat it, and you're like, oh, my goodness.
And then you find out that Evansville Square is way better in Toroni's.
Yeah, because the cheese is normal. It's the provolone. Is it provolone cheese?
They do mix of cheeses.
It's a weird. There's a weird kick with the cheese if you have Emo's in St. Louis.
2 on and 1 out. The first pitch to Jones. Ouch. He fouls it off his ankle and goes tumbling to the ground in some pain. Strike 1 on Jones, who reached on E6. His first time up. Got credit for an RBI. Right now there's 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-2 Evansville, and they 10-2 Justin Jones. I mean, we're pretty lucky in Evansville with all the pizza options we have.
There's some good
spots.
Pizza and all the different varieties that you can get. Spanky's, I think, is a really popular one. You have Toroni's, Kipley's, Deerhead. They're sponsors, so we'll say them.
You have Deerhead. You got the Pizza Factory on Franklin Street.
I have never been there. Have you been there?
I've had it twice, yeah. Now, I will say, if you're going to go to Pizza Factory, make sure you've carved out some time, because it's just how it is. It takes a while to make the pizza there. It is a little pricey, but I think it's good. It's worth it, yeah. What does live up to its hype in St. Louis is Ted Drew's frozen custard. That's amazing.
On Chippewa?
On Chippewa. It really is good, guys and gals.
When I made the trip to Gateway, joined Ryan Brown back on the July 4th weekend, I went for the sure thing, and that was a trip to Ted Drew's. He went with me, and I went for the banana split.
And I will say, I went with one of my good buddies who lives over there now in St. Louis, high school friend, and we showed up. I mean, the line was ridiculous. He's like, you got to wait. They'll work pretty quickly. We waited about 30 minutes for it, and I said, what size should I get? He said, well, it's pretty big containers. I'll get a medium. I only ate half of it. It was huge. But Ted Drew's frozen custard. It's good.
Guys and gals.
Yeah.
I also recommend the new place in Baltimore.
Uh-oh, here's a high fly ball deep into left field. At the track, at the wall, goodbye. Home run for Justin Jones. A 3-run shot puts Gateway in front, 5-4 in the 4th. And for Jones, his 4th home run of the season. A towering drive over that high wall and left.
And it wasn't a cheapie, because my fear with 2 runners on in this situation is it would be hit to the right side with that short porch, but no, he got every bit of it. I think it might have hit the roof of the Frontier League office. Woke up Steve Tassler.
So after they got Rosario to start the inning, a walk to Moore, single to Woodcock, and a 3-run blast by Justin Jones. And now Gateway's in front 5-4 here in the 4th.
After watching that, I could really use some Ted Drew's ice cream to make myself feel better.
We didn't get to see, obviously, Reaper, but it looked like he kind of went down and got that one.
He did. It was a golf shot.
Yeah.
Now, if you do eat your Ted Drew's frozen custard, I mean, it'll put you to sleep in about 30 minutes. It's pretty heavy.
Good.
I think we're talking about the concession food and Ted Drew's. We should just drive over tomorrow for the game.
We'll see.
I do have plans during the day, so that wouldn't work. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a strike on the corner, 1-0-1 to Connor Owings.
What I was about to say is since I went back to St. Louis this year for the first time in a couple years because of the pandemic, there's no Cardinals games to go to, really, last year, or allowed to. The additions to Ballpark Village and the I guess newest addition that I enjoyed the most in my trip this year was Sports and Social St. Louis. Bar and Grill had a lot of table games that you can just sit and enjoy, ping pong, and it's a friendly environment for kids as well. So you can go, skee ball. They had basically every kind of game like that you can think of.
1-2 pitch, curveball, strikes out. Connor Owings looking. Sharp breaking pitch there from Braden Scott. That is strikeout number 4 for him in the game. There's 2 outs.
Really big strikeout there for the Otters to kind of get things back on track, and now looking up at Gateway down 5-4. Preston, I enjoyed going to St. Louis with you. Nice, easy trip. No running involved. Found a good parking spot, and all was well.
I do have a question. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 1 to Jack Harris. I think this happened with you two, or maybe I just had a dream about it. You mentioned parking. Didn't something happen with Preston's car with where he was parked one time, one trip? Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball deep into right. Moving back is McNamee. He's at the track, at the walk. Gone. A solo home run for Jack Harris. We mentioned that short porch and right. 3-0-1 down the line. Harris goes the other way. Second home run of the inning. And Gateway has scored 4 times in this frame. They're in front 6-4. Home run number 2 of the season for Harris. And now it's back to the top there, and Abdiel Diaz. Well, we were rudely interrupted by that home run from Harris, but is this story appropriate to tell?
It is.
Okay. Maybe for Zane to tell. What about Preston just kind of sit over there? So what happened?
Do we have enough time with only one out left, or should we wait for the top of the fifth?
Let's wait here. Abdiel Diaz the pitch, and it's outside ball one.
That'll be a good tease.
We'll save it for the fifth inning. All right, that works.
It's one of the all-time classics, folks. And it's a valuable lesson in life.
I just say, can we not?
See, here's the thing. I'm actually intrigued to hear it again because I remember bits and pieces, but not the full story. So
right. I mean,
I don't know who's listening, and there's some people I don't want them to know the story.
See, Preston, if you're going to work in radio, you have to be okay with being embarrassed at times to people.
No, I just don't want my parents to know it.
The 2-0 pitch is a line drive in the left center field. On the move is Gordon. Diving attempt. Did he hang on? He did. What a play by Miles Gordon, left center field, ending the inning. And if you're Preston's parents listening, tune out for a little bit. We go to the fifth. Gateway in front, 6-4 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Back here at GCS Ballpark, it is now Gateway in front for the first time tonight. 6-4 as they score 4 runs in the fourth inning, a pair of home runs, 3-run shot by Justin Jones, and a solo blast by Jack Harris. So some work to do for the Otters offense and still a long ways to go in this Cracker Box Ballpark. There is plenty of runs normally scored, so a long ways to go. And here is Jeffrey Baez, 3, 4, and 5 up. And DeCinso delivers. Baez takes on the inside corner strike called. Baez 0 for 2 tonight. Both times hitting it to the center fielder Woodcock. He lined out in the first and flew out in the second. Crane and Davis to follow him, but it reaches John Schultz. The wind and the 0-1 pitch. Baez chops it foul, 0-2. Well, so we were talking before the break about a certain story when Preston and Zane went to a St. Louis to Cardinals game in a parking situation. So after this 0-2 pitch to Baez, we'll let Zane proceed with that story. I've been on the edge of my seat waiting. Here's the 0-2 to Baez, and a swing and a foul.
So Preston and I think it was after the regular season, right before the playoffs started in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, we went to KMOX Day, and it was a day game on a Thursday. Started early, so we were going to meet Mike Shannon and get a bobblehead.
1 and 2 on Baez.
So we had to get there really early for the meet and greet with Mike Shannon and John Rooney. Then we get a bobblehead, and we're, parking, and we park at this place, and somebody comes up and Preston gives them $20, and we think we paid for parking because that's where Preston always parks. And We get back after the fun-filled game. I had a television engagement that night, so we had to get back, and the car's gone. So, come to find out,
we found it.
We found it.
Had to pay a small little fine, but we found it.
Just a small little fine.
And now the last time I went to St. Louis for the first time since then, earlier this summer, I made sure to park in the actual Ballpark Village parking lot.
We had to run, though, because the impound, or the little place to pay the fine, was going to close like in 20 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
And Preston showed his soccer speed.
Baez on 2-2 hits a mile-high pop-up into foul territory, third base side. Now Abdiel Diaz makes the catch, 1 out.
Which was impressive considering Preston was a goalie.
Yeah, the soccer speed that I never had.
So basically, it just got...
Not only that, a few years removed from actually last training and playing the game.
I had already lost all my weight, though, so I was in running shape already, so I was good. If this would have been like 2017 at my weight back then, I would have been dead.
So basically, the car got towed, and you had to sprint to the place where the car was towed to because you had 20 minutes left to pay the fine to get the car back.
Right. Otherwise, we would have had to stay in St. Louis overnight and wait for the following morning.
1-0 pitch to the left-hander. Riley Crane, he was way out in front of that off-speed pitch by DeCenso. Counts even 1-1. Crane is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled back in the third. The 1-1 offering, that's up and away. 2 balls and a strike.
And I will say this. There's always those stories in our lives where at the time that it's happening, and even in the immediate aftermath, we hate it. But then once time passes, it becomes a bragging point when you're, having dinner with your buddies and hanging out. It's a cool story to tell. It's quirky.
Yeah.
I just wish I had my small little fine back. That was a huge dent that week.
Well, because we had so much fun at Busch just minutes before.
Preston's still recovering from that fine in 2019, right, financially?
Small little fine. I mean, it was like a Frontier League fine.
Two pitch to Crane is bounced to the right side. It stays fair, and the first baseman Owings fields it. Steps on the bag, 3 unassisted, and 2 fast outs in the top of the 5th.
Well, now it's not a good thing we're having some Zane Clodfelter half innings from the Otters standpoint, because the Otters need to kind of work this pitcher and get on base and kind of pressure him a little bit. He's getting way too comfortable.
Yeah, I didn't know how long DeCenso would go, especially after 4 runs in the second, because this is just DeCenso's second start with Gateway, and he only went 2 innings his first time out. And was good in those 2 innings, just had not really stretched him out, so I don't know what his length will be tonight. But he has retired 5 in a row.
And I just wanted to point out, Crane, that we just saw 69 RBIs on the season for him as a swing and miss from Davis. If the season ended today, that would tie him for 4th on the single season RBI list with Jeff Goldbach.
Wow.
The leader's Jeff Garner at 86. I don't know if he'll have enough time to get there. He does have the chance, though, I think, to get to second, with the next number being Ryan Long at 78.
1 ball, 2 strikes here on Davis. Nobody on, 2 out, top of the 5th, 6-4 Gateway.
I just don't think many people realize how good of a season Riley Crane has had.
Line drive down the right field line. This one's foul. Hits off that side wall that jets out next to the Otters bullpen.
And beyond the bullpen is the hot tub. Have you been in that hot tub?
I have not been in it, no, but I knew there was one out there. I always forget his name. The guy that was broadcast. Yeah, Sam did a game out there.
Yeah.
The year I was doing.
Him and Adam Young.
Otters games, yeah.
Yeah, because Sam was Adam Young's intern.
Sam now with the Saw Poodles, right?
Yes, he tweets about them all the time.
1-2 pitches outside, 2-2. Isn't he doing something too with like TikTok and how he broadcasts those games? He's actually been kind of making...
Because I follow him on Twitter, I think his brother is very prevalent, is like nationally known on TikTok, and so is based on his social media. That's what I gather.
3-2 pitch is hit off the pitcher's leg. It ricochets to the third baseman, Diaz, and he throws out J.R. Davis. That ball was heading right towards center field for a single, but a nice kick save. It was unintentional by DeCinso, so he just couldn't get out of the way. Hit off his shin right to Diaz. That goes 1-5-3, ending the Evansville fifth. It's a 1-2-3 inning, halfway home. Gateway in front, 6-4 on the Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Six-4, Gateway with the advantage over Evansville as Gateway hits in the fifth inning. Braden Scott still out there on the mound, and a first offering to Alonzo Jones is yanked. Fair down the third baseline, diving stop by Davis. He gets up and throws out Jones. What a play by J.R. Davis for the first out.
Zane Klopfelter at bat right there, and a nice play defensively there at third and throwing on over.
So Jones is 0 for 3. Almost had extra bases. Hit the ball hard.
That's the solid Otters defense I was talking about earlier with those couple of mistakes by DeJesus and Davis on the left side of the infield. That's the normalcy that we were looking for.
Now, granted, Davis is still trying to figure it out a little bit because he hasn't even played just barely above a handful of games at third base.
Do we know what brought on him having to play third base tonight?
Well, over the stretch of last week, it's kind of been the rotating door, I guess. But ever since the, release of Andretti Cordero, that opened up the opportunities for him and Mattis, the split time over there.
Here's a fly ball down the right field line with the bat of Regno. It's out of play, 1-1.
But that's when I wouldn't mind having Riley Crane over at third base and then playing Dakota at first, and you can DH Davis.
Right. You could do that, but as a manager, are you comfortable having both of your catchers then in the game at the same time?
Yeah, because someone has to be the emergency catcher regardless.
So, instead of just having that Riley off the bench. Yeah.
Who is the Otters emergency catcher, by the way?
Boots Day.
If only.
If it's just coming, if anyone, I guess the obvious choice would be Bobby Siegel, right?
Regno, ground ball down the third base line. It stays fair. Trickles into left field, and it's a one-out single for Andres Regno, who had struck out twice. The Grizzlies wearing out that third base line here in the fifth inning. That ball just stayed fair by probably talking centimeters, and Davis couldn't come up with it. A one-out single.
Takes me back to the late Jared Jordan, who in 2011 for the Otters played on our last game of the regular season. The Otters were a 39-57 team that year. It was my first year with the team. He played all of the positions in one game.
Yeah.
Played a different position each inning.
Here's a curveball, clips the outside corner to Jose Rosario, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out.
And that year, we're a last place team, and so it was kind of a, hey, fans, come watch this guy play all 9 positions. It was one of those gimmicks, but Andy was along for the ride and made the substitutions for us.
Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Remember, there was a guy that did that with the bats, Hernan Iribarren.
Yeah.
Remember that name? He played all 9 positions. Bats who are always out of it come September anyways, so they let him play all 9 positions.
It was just annoying as public address announcer because I kept having to announce every inning all of the changes because there were multiple shifts.
So whenever he would bat it, here's a fly ball, hit out toward deep right. McNamee, a leaping catch. A foot shy of the wall, and when he made the catch, he slammed into that tiny wall in right field. And that is the second out. It was almost a cheap home run for Rosario, and so there was 2 away.
So technically, Elijah McNamee robbed a home run over the fence.
It's like the Little League World Series out there in right field.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of kids running around out there as well.
Yeah, they're going down the cardboard boxes down the hill, right?
Yes.
Which I believe the championship for that's been set for tomorrow for the U.S. championship.
Well, there's only a U.S. championship, right?
Yeah.
It's Ohio and who else? Michigan?
Michigan, I believe, yeah.
Is it Hamilton, Ohio?
It is.
Patrick McGuff, that's his neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
it's a burb of Cincinnati.
Like Big Ten football, Michigan against Ohio State.
I'm so ready, man. I watched Nebraska, Illinois today.
I watched a little bit of it, and then my eyes were hurting, so I went and did something else.
The fact that a safety
that was a wild play, though.
I love Big Ten football so much.
Illinois ended up winning what, by 8?
Yeah, 30-22, which Scott Frost is now no longer frosty on that seat.
Here's a curveball in the turf to Ty Moore, who has walked and scored, also reached base on air in the second inning and scored. 1 ball, 1 strike with Regno at first base, 2 away in the 5th, Gateway in front 6-4.
I spent my day and afternoon at Bossy Field assisting with the Hola Latino Festival, which is still ongoing at this moment.
With the concert.
Yeah, all day. Yeah, the music, entertainment's all day, the food's all day, I think until about 10 o'clock.
Okay, so you can still show up and get a ticket. Now, Preston, did you have any of the food?
Of course he did.
Yeah.
How were the tacos?
I went to GD Rizzio's and...
Now, that's my favorite. Just ask for the salsa on the side of the sandwich.
1-2 pitch to Moore. Oh, he just got a piece, and the catcher Felix couldn't hang on. So Moore's still alive.
I mean, it's just something where it's 90+ degree weather, and I guess that Latino cuisine just doesn't mix for me. So because it was hot out there in the baking.
It's hard for me to eat food in general outside when it's that hot.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, but it's always extremely popular. Hola Fest is.
Now, it was a little bit of a late arriving crowd today. So
really? Compared to 19?
Compared to 19 and 18. I don't know if the heat has something to do with that. I don't know how tonight's doing, obviously, because I know there's other events like Guns and Hoses going on tonight.
See, that is a big thing. And living downtown on my way home tonight, I'm going to have to keep that in mind because that'll be the busiest downtown is all year.
2-2 pitch, another curveball in the turf to Ty Moore. Counts full 3-2, so Regno off with his pitch from first base.
I take that back. A couple Fridays ago, Hank Williams Jr. was at Ford Center, and it was a pain getting back downtown as well.
But in the meantime, this afternoon, I saw some of our former colleagues, Elspeth
Urbina
and her husband David. Josh was also in town in there.
Josh Hack Wilson.
3-2 pitch is yanked out into right center field for a base hit. Going first to third is Regno. And the Grizzlies looking to tack on to their 6-4 lead here with 2 outs. First base hit for Ty Moore. He's on base for the 3rd time, though.
With all of our monitor angles, Jevin, do you know if we have somebody warming up in the Otters bullpen?
I don't think the Otters do.
We have like 15 different camera angles, but none of them are on the actual bullpen.
So 2 on 2 out here is Dustin Woodcock, who has a double and a single, and he scored 2 runs. Have you guys ever been to Guns and Hoses?
I have not. Have you?
No.
My sister and her husband have, and they apparently love it, but they're not going to be there tonight.
It's for a great cause. I just have no interest in watching it.
I mean, a matter-of-factly put, which I am in the same boat as you. I mean, I would like just to donate $20 to the cause, but just not have to sit through it. If you like wrestling, it's great. It's just the police and the fire department.
Boxing, yeah.
Boxing.
I just can't imagine it'd be that entertaining.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeff is excited for the Paul fight tomorrow night.
Have you pay-per-viewed that?
The what? Okay.
Jake
yeah.
Paul
Jake
or Logan
Paul.
Paul? Which of the Pauls
I think
is
it's Jake Paul tomorrow night.
Who's he fighting?
Was Woodley, something like that.
Okay.
I have a buddy who knows both of them because apparently they partied in Athens, Ohio, at Ohio University before.
Jake Paul parties? No. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Woodcock. That just missed, low and outside. The count is 1-2. First and third, 2 outs. Feels like he fights like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I don't blame him because people are dumb enough to spend all that money every 2 weeks.
Well, what throws me off is that both of them actually fight.
Yeah.
And then, so you hear, oh, Paul's fighting, and you like.
Well, when do they fight each other?
Yeah, can they fight to the death?
I still wouldn't watch. Here's a swing and a miss, and Woodcock is down on strike, so good job by Scott to dance around. A couple of singles in the inning. Gateway strands 2 after 5. The Grizzlies in front 6-4 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you can possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Welcome back. Top of the 6th inning, Evansville trying to come from 2 runs down, trailing 6-4. And John Schultz will start the party in this frame, 6, 7, and 8, the scheduled batters, and they will face a new pitcher. And it is number 7, Steve Boley. Boley takes over for DeCinso. DeCinso went 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs. Just one of those runs was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. He is in line for the win. If the bullpen can hang on here this evening, with the Grizzlies trying to snap a 6-game skid. And Boley's first pitch is out of the zone, ball 1. Schultz has walked, and he's also struck out. Schultz came around to score, part of that Evansville 4-run second, where they had just 1 hit. Gateway then got 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning and took the lead with a 4-run 4th inning. A couple of home runs whacked by them. The 1-0 offering to Schultz. That's right in there. Called a ball 2-0. That was belt high right down the middle. But for Evansville, they'll take that call. 2-0 on Schultz in the driver's seat here. And after this next pitch, Zane Klodfelter is going to give us a Frontier League scoreboard update. The 2-0 offering. That's inside 3-0.
Jeff, in the FrontierLeagueTV.com scoreboard update for you. Top of the fifth, Lake Erie leading Schaumburg at Wintrust Field in Chicago 8-4. Bottom of the sixth, Joliet on top of Windy City 7-5. And a couple of finals already, including New York shutting out New Jersey 9-0. And Florence did hang on to beat Southern Illinois 5-4.
There's a strike right down the middle to John Schultz, 3-1. So at this very moment, the lead for Evansville is 1 game over Florence and 4 games over the Miners.
2 other games in progress. Tri-City on top of Sussex County, bottom of the 7th, 6-3, and I keep Quebec shutting out Washington and Pennsylvania 8-0. That too in the 7th at Wild Things Park.
Schultz on 3-1. Yanks it out toward right field, but positioned perfectly is Jack Harris. He catches the ball chest high, a few feet shy of the warning track. Hard hit ball for Schultz. 1 out.
If Jack Harris wasn't there to make that catch, that could have been a home run based on the trajectory, and it would have been an incredible home run because I don't think it ever got higher than 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah, Schultz thought maybe he'd get a line drive for his second home run of the season.
Well, anything hit out toward right field, I just kind of hold my breath because with how our cameras are positioned and they swap the angles, it's hard to tell right away, but even on a routine pop-up out there, you think it has a chance to go.
Snow Preston Leinenbach or Big Red produced ODN broadcast, that's for certain.
DeJesus grounds the first pitch foul, first base side.
Yeah, the poor Big Red had to produce his own play-by-play broadcast. Thankfully, there's computer software that allows us to make that happen where he doesn't even have to set the computer, but he can do it from his laptop.
Don't tell him that because then he won't want to show up at the ballpark. He'll just do it from home.
Here's the 1-strike pitch outside, 1-1. I will mention this on the air because I'll forget by the next half inning. I am now available on Thursday nights because of my show. I am now calling in the first and last segment because the 2 guys to do the show with, they were like, they wanted to do the show themselves. I'm like, that's fine. It's all yours. So I'm available Thursday nights if Jordan wants to produce or vice versa or whatever.
Okay. Does that mean I no longer get a call in?
Oh, you should be calling in. You just won't be talking to me, which is probably a good thing. Here's a pitch inside, 2-1.
Good deal. We have it on the record now, too.
Yep.
But people like to hear our inside stories and references.
I like doing that show, but I mean, honestly, with going to the station in the morning possibly that day and having to go back at it, it's just easier if the other 2 guys host it, and I'm like, all right, I'll call in. So that's a great thing about technology. Most people listening have no idea what we're talking about, but anyways, the 2-1 pitch is ripped into right field. Oh no, a leaping catch by the second baseman Rosario. He robs DeJesus of a single. Fine play by him. He thinks there's 3 outs, but really there's only 2 outs. Nope, only counts as 1 out, even though it was a great catch.
He's counting like a journalist. Having trouble getting a 3. That's why you major in journalism like me.
And so with 2 away, here is Justin Felix. RBI hit by pitch, and he doubled down the left field line. His last time up, struggling at the plate this year. He started play hitting just 127. Normally gets his hacks in, though. He's not shy at the plate, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. I know, Zane, you were more than thrilled to have college football back today with the Big Ten. Are there any games going on this evening that are worth keeping track of? Now, hang on, let me rephrase that. For the normal, casual college football fan, are there any games worth tracking? I know you like them all, but...
Well, North Carolina Central and Alcorn State are playing each other in Atlanta. That was the site of College Game Day this morning, so that's actually on ESPN right now. I'll get home to watch FCS Southern Utah play San Jose State, a bowl team, on CBS Sportsnet starting at 9 tonight.
Here's the curveball to Felix, 1-2.
And UCLA was playing somebody.
Hawaii. They won 44-10. That was at the Rose Bowl this afternoon.
I don't like all the week 0 stuff. That's so confusing to me. Why can't it just be week 1?
I love it because it's a bonus week of college football.
Yeah, but just call it week 1. And then by the end of the season, you can call it week 14 or whatever.
Yeah. Here's a curveball lifted down the right field line, foul. I mean, it's okay if, like, for example, the Indiana-Iowa game next week, it's the opener for those two teams, but it is week 2 of college football because we already had week 1. It's just like in the NFL when the
there are only 5 games today. There's going to be 80 next weekend. So that is quite a difference. This is the little prelude.
I know, but 1-2 pitch, curveball. Did he go? First base umpire says that Felix went too far around for strike 3. But what I'm saying is, like in the NFL, the Colts could be playing game number 9 of the season in week 10. You know, it's okay if you're a game back of what week it is. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's for branding.
Okay. Anyways, it's a 1-2-3 sixth inning for Steve Boley, and all of a sudden for the Otters, that is 9 straight batters retired. We go to the home half the 6th, and Gateway is in front 6-4 on the Otters YouTube channel.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Home half of inning number 6, and Gateway is in front 6-4.
Fumble.
Zane drops his phone for the second time tonight.
That's why it's in a protective case.
I do all the time, too. I can't say anything. 0-1 on Justin Jones. He has the Gaines' biggest hit. It was a 3-run home run in the 4th inning that put Gateway in front 5-4. Braden Scott still in the contest. And the 1-strike offering. A liner into left center field, and this one is caught, or is it on the hop? It's down on the hop as Baez fields it chest high. The camera was late getting over there, so it's a leadoff single here in the 6th inning for Justin Jones, and he's 2 for 3 tonight. Another hard hit ball by him.
So any other rebuttals for college football week 0?
No, I guess I'm okay with that. I was talking off the air in Kentucky with their high school football. The majority of schools play that Friday night or week 1, but they still call it week 0. I mean, everyone's playing, so just call it week 1.
That's why I'm happy to be a Hoosier.
Yeah, I get what college football's doing, but here's the 1-0 pitch. There are other things to worry about with college sports than what we're calling week 1 of football.
Right. Big time.
Here's the 1-0 offering to Connor Owings, which I guess we'll just stay on this topic and open it up. I mean, as far as the playoffs, do you think the format they have right now is good, or should they continue to expand? What would be the perfect amount for you?
4, because I like the Big Ten, and the Big Ten created this alliance with the ACC and the Pac-12 because they're all against expansion of the playoff.
Mm-hmm. Pitch misses low to Connor Owings, and the count is 2-0 on the Grizzlies' first baseman.
Because the Big Ten is making just as much money from the Rose Bowl and that tie-in and the relationship with the Pac-12 than what they can get with the 12-team playoff.
My vote's 8. I was a fan of 8 before they even established it.
Yeah, I think 8 would be the most. I'd be okay with
And
that.
that would be fine, because here's all then you would have to do. You would have to have some contingencies in place and basically make sure that the Pac-12 rep and a Big Ten rep in that 8-team playoff played each other in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
Owens grounds it to first, and Crane steps on the first base bag, fires it down to second to Jesus, applies the tag on Jones. That's a double play, 3-6, 2 quick outs in the 6th.
So the ACC wants to preserve their relationship with the Orange Bowl because that's been their cash cow since the 1940s with their tie-ins there. And then the Big Ten, with its long-standing history with the Pac-12 out west in Pasadena. That's why the Big Ten has always been against the original expansion to 4. That was a Jim Delaney issue because they had their Big Ten network money. They didn't need anything else.
The batter is Jack Harris, and he takes inside. Harris had a solo home run to right field, a part of that 4-run Gateway 4th. He's also hit into a 4-6-3 double play. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss, fooled him.
And not to open this can of worms on this broadcast, but I am curious too. You know, it seems like gambling's becoming a lot more prevalent. So I'm curious when in some of these Frontier League ballparks, even Bosse Field, we're going to start to see more signage and more advertising for gambling operations, even if you can't bet on the Frontier League, betting on other sports.
1-1 is a pop-up into shallow right, second baseman Allen out. In comes McNamee, the right fielder, and it is Elijah McNamee who makes the catch in very short right field. Leadoff single by Jones and a 3-6 double play and a fly out to right. So Scott faces the minimum in the 6th, and we go to the 7th. Gateway is in front, 6-4 on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
The Otters offense has gone quiet after a 4-run second, and they're down 6-4 with 9 outs to go. 9-1 and 2 hitters up, starting with Miles Gordon facing the third pitcher of the evening from Gateway. It is another right-hander, and the first pitch to Gordon is up, and away. Ball 1. Boley Their second pitcher went just 1 inning, no runs, no hits, no walks. He did strike out a batter. And from the wide, the 1-0 pitch to Gordon is 0 for 1, the sacrifice fly. He lifts a fly ball into left. Alonzo Jones can't get there in time. The ball drops in fair, and it rolls toward the Gateway bullpen. That'll be a leadoff double for Gordon, a little blue hit down the left field line that Jones couldn't get to.
And suddenly, Gordon gets on, and now you're going to the top of the order. And you now have the tying run coming to bat. Amazing what one extra base hit can do for you in terms of a morale.
This new righty is named
Andrew Carter, former Schaumburg Boomer.
I'm not trying to question you. Is it actually Carter? Because it's C-A-R-T-I-E-R.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the help of Tim Calderwood on that one earlier in the year.
He's only worked an inning and 2/3, it says. As Carter misses out of the zone. I've never seen Carter spelled like that. That's.
Yeah, usually you think it's like French, like Cartier or something like that.
Andrew, that's easy to say. That's his first name. And the 1-0 offering here to McNamee, top the order, tying run. McNamee swings and misses.
Andrew, not Jimmy. In the Otters, there's a fan, Jimmy Carter, as well.
Yes.
He's there at every game.
Won the, I think it was the best seats in the house at the beginning of the season.
Big time Dodgers fan as well.
Yeah,
if he's listening.
Kershaw.
1-1 pitch to McNamee, looking for his first base knock of the night. Jammed, and he fouled it off his ankle, and the count's 1-2. A little bit surprised, Preston, that Boley didn't go more than just 1 inning. He worked a 1-2-3-6, and with Gateway's pitching as poor as it's been most of this year, he appeared to be comfortable. I thought maybe he'd go one more at least.
Yeah, you would think, but maybe it's also a situation where because he's new and relatively young that you just get him out of there with some confidence and before, maybe turns into something negative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm surprised they took the starter out as early as they did, only after 5 innings. You don't have to go to the bullpen if you don't need to. It's not required.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to McNamee. Swing and a miss. He strikes out. That's the first out. The only argument I have, I don't know this, for truth or not, but their starter, DeCinso, was only his second start. He pitched 2 innings the last time out, and I don't know where he was at before, so maybe he couldn't be stretched out any further. That's the only argument I have, but I agree. I mean, he was kind of in the rocking chair to that 4-run second.
Right, and 3 of those were unearned.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't have some help behind him, kind of like what Braden Scott ran into tonight as well.
1 out brings in Josh Allen, who's 2 for 3 this evening, has an RBI base hit. Big swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher, Regno, and moving to third base is Gordon on the pass ball.
Had a chance to talk with Josh Allen on Otters TV before they left town, and a really great interview, kind of talking about his return to Evansville and why he decided he wanted to finish his career as an Evansville Otter, and even asked him too, how real was it when he gets to the players' lounge and sees his framed jersey and a picture of him hanging up.
Here's the 1 strike to Allen. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Allen disagrees with the call, and he's behind the 8 ball, 0-2.
Yeah, that had to be kind of an odd feeling for him to come back. One, seeing his jersey framed, the new colors, the new uniforms, obviously the renovations to the ballpark since he's, the scoreboard's obviously new.
And Preston Leinenbach did a great job of coordinating and getting the jerseys for Allen and Ryan, all of the great Otters players, to kind of honor them.
Pitch outside, 1-2 to Josh Allen, trying to make it a 1-run game.
And my favorite part on the Players Lounge, if fans ever get a chance on a tour to go and see it, is there are jerseys for the 2 guys that have made Major League Baseball that were former Otters as well. So it's a really cool tribute and testament to the longstanding success of this organization from a player development standpoint.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Allen, and he swings and spoils a good pitch to the right side.
You got a jersey for Andrew Werner, who pitched in 2012 with the Padres organization. Now, I believe he's still the pitching coach for Bradley as of this point. And we talked to him last summer, I know, for the virtual broadcast. And then also George Sherrill, who went on to have an all-star selection in his long-tenured career in MLB.
Runner at third base, 1 out, 1-2 pitch to Allen. In the turf, good block by the catcher Regno. Sliding to his right just a tick, and the count's 2-2.
There is one guy that I thought for certain after he was signed out of Evansville in 2012 or 13. His name was Andrew Clark. He was from Indianapolis. He was Indiana Mr. Baseball in high school, played at Louisville right when Louisville started to take off. And he ran into some injury problems at AA Trenton. And that kind of ruined his opportunity, but he was also really good.
2-2 pitch is low and outside, 3-2 on Allen with the very dangerous Jeffrey Baez lurking on deck.
Andrew Clark, the first week of the season, this is when Mike Radomski was still our broadcaster, first week of the season had about 5 to 6 home runs. I'm not kidding. And I remember Bill McCune saying on the other side of the wall, well, he's going to be a Frontier League All-Star. And we're all thinking to ourselves, he's not going to be around for another week. He's going to be gone. And he was.
Yeah. Payoff pitch here, Josh Allen. Running at third base, 1 out. The pitch. Inside, he walked him. In at the corners with 1 out. And this is the guy Evansville would want to have up at the plate. Jeffrey Baez, who's made quite the impression the first 2 weeks with Evansville.
He tattooed a home run.
I think all of his home runs were pretty well tattooed
Yeah.
against Windy City. I think all 3 of those at home this week were no doubters.
Yeah, especially in this ballpark. Jeffrey Baez probably showed up, being new to the Otters just for a couple of weeks and saw this ballpark, and it was Christmas in August. An early gift.
First pitch to Baez, low and outside. And all of a sudden, this new reliever, Andrew Carter, losing his release point a bit, missing low and away.
And last night, his home run went to opposite field toward right center using the short porch.
One swing in the back could put Evansville back in front. Baez has 4 home runs in 7 games. Swing and a miss. Vicious rip. A ball and a strike. Series finale tomorrow at 5:35. 45 on the air at 5:35. There you go.
And you'll be here. I'll be here. Preston will be here. Big Red will be here.
Did you hear the Mike Shannonisms from, it was their day game on Wednesday when they were trying to figure out what NFT meant in their read?
Yes.
No friggin' tonsils.
He really is a gem. I am going to miss him so much after this year.
The 1-1 pitch to Baez. He rips one out toward deep left center field. On the move is Jones, who had to play on a hopping on the score. Scoring from third base is Gordon. Stopping at second is Allen. An RBI single for Baez. His 8th run batted in this, his 8th game with Evansville. And it's now a 6-5 Gateway lead, 2 on, 1 out in the 7th.
Gordon scoring has our good friend Jordan very happy. Sure he's listening in.
Also sometimes known as Gordon.
I call him Big Red, Gordon, Jordan. Call him whatever you want. He loves nicknames.
The only reason I brought up Mike Shannon is because that would be something he would do, is forget what the start time is tomorrow. That's kind of
the best part is that same game that you reference.
The pitch to Crane, strike on the outside corner.
Oh, I listened to the whole game because, again, it's his last season. You only have X amount of games left. John Rooney had just said, we're going to Pittsburgh, and 30 seconds later, so you're going to Cleveland. Oh, Mike. And it's a 4-game series. Actually, it's only 3. He's almost retired. Free pass.
Crane 1 for 3. Tying run at second base. Go ahead, run at first. And a foul ball, nothing in 2. Crane went down trying to golf it.
He also said, Mike Claiborne's going with you? Actually, no, Mike. This is the one trip he's not making. Oh, but he'll just join you midway through the trip. No, Mike. The next time we see Mike Claiborne, we'll be back at Busch Stadium when we see you. Oh, really? Someone forgot to email or CC him on the KMOX emails.
No balls, 2 strikes on Crane, who has a team-leading 15 home runs. Swing and a miss. Soft speed pitch swung over the top. That delivery from Andrew Carter. Big strikeout for the right-hander, and now there's 2 away.
Hopefully that wasn't our good friend Tom that forgot to on KMOX to tag him on the email.
Right. I do like when we already referenced the KMOX day that Preston and I went to in 2019. Showing up for that, Mike Shannon tells me, okay, you want to look over here in this direction. That's where the camera is. And one of the Cardinals workers were like, no, the camera's over here. And he got really frustrated. He's like, well, I've been telling the previous 35 people before this guy that the camera was over there. And they're like, well, we were wondering why they kept looking off to the side. True story.
Yeah.
What's Mike Shannon going to do when he's not broadcasting anymore?
I think he still shows up and will probably just chill in the upper level of that KMOX booth because it's a pretty big place with a couch and multiple chairs. He'll just watch it on the TV and listen in the back. Yeah.
Have you been in the broadcast booth before?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Red Shandings used to sit up in that second level up there on the couch, and you would have no idea.
Do they have the radio broadcast pipe through the speakers up there, or can you just hear them talking?
You can just hear them talking.
Yeah, because that's one of the features on the Busch Stadium tours that they give.
Okay. 2 on, 2 out. Here's J.R. Davis. Otters trailing 6-5 the 7th. The first pitch to Davis, and a swing and a miss on a pitch in the turf. Strike one. Davis tonight has reached on air. Sacrifice bunt, and he also had some tough luck his last time up. Sharply hit ball right back up the middle, caromed off the pitcher's leg to the third baseman, and went 1-5-3 for the out.
Which I recommend taking if you get a chance to go to Busch Stadium. It's reasonably priced, too, for the tour, so.
Is it better than my Bossy Field tour?
There's more trophies to see. That's about the only difference.
Here's the one strike offering to Davis. Base hit could tie it. Inside. 1-1.
My favorite John Rooney story is he was doing a game on Valley TV back in like 2014, and I had a credential, but I was sitting at Ford Center in the regular seats, and I saw him leaving, and so I had a credential on under my hoodie. I tried to hop the fence, and an usher was like, oh, no, sir. And I'm like, oh, no, but I actually have a credential. She didn't believe me, and then John Rooney was like, sir, I'll get a picture. I'm like, well, I was wanting to chat first, and then I later flashed the credential at the usher like, come on, lady. I know I took the unorthodox way of getting to court level, but I was credentialed.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Davis, and he sprays it foul on the right field line, 1-2. I met Rooney real quick before a game at Illinois State a couple of years ago. He was doing the TV game with University of Evansville playing there, and was very friendly. And then it was that same year when Evansville did not win a conference game. They lost the conference tournament over in St. Louis. Season was over, and Rooney had finished the TV broadcast. We were still in the area, came by and just patted me in the back and said, hang in there, and walked off. Like, thanks, John. 1-2 pitch to J.R. Davis. 2 on, 2 out, headed home. Swinging a ground ball to the third baseman, deep in the hole. The shortstop fields it, throws to first, and it's an infield base hit for Davis. I thought Diaz was going to pounce off that third base bag. Instead, he went to cover third, and the shortstop, Jones, tried to make a play deep in the hole, had no chance to get Davis. Everyone's safe. Infield single, bases loaded, 2 outs.
And I know John Rooney broadcast games at Bossy Field because he was the voice of the Louisville Redbirds back when the triplets were still around and back when they were regular opponents of each other. So he, as he told us on that meet and greet on KMOX Day, very familiar with Evansville, and Ricky Horton still brings it up too from his minor league playing days, Bossy Field.
Here is John Schultz, a big aggressive swing and a miss. Huge spot in this game here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Otters trailing 6-5, top the 7th. Schultz is over 2 with a walk and a run scored. Hit the ball hard his last time up, but lined out to the right fielder, Jack Harris. The right-hander, Andrew Carter, working in his first inning, trying to keep it a 1-run Gateway lead. Schultz fouls it off. Back behind home plate, quickly 0-2 on Schultz.
Got to give him credit for working ahead in this count, 0-2. With the bases loaded, these are pressure-packed pitches, and now you can be a little more creative if you're Carter here in terms of what you're wanting to get him.
Fairly good speed out at second base with Baez, so a base hit should give Evansville a lead. Allen at third base, and it's Davis at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Schultz swings and misses on a breaking ball down and inside. The second time Schultz has struck out tonight. He's 0-3 with a walk, and the Otters strand the bases loaded. But they do pick up a run thanks to an RBI single from Jeffrey Baez. It's time to stretch. And are we going to do it here?
Sure.
All right.
I'm always ready.
We'll keep it here. Time to stretch, and it is Zane Clodfelter with Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
All right, fans, wherever you're listening on ODN, let me hear you. 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and crackers. Jack. I don't care if I never get back, and we'll root for the Otters. Come on, guys. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Thank you. Now let's get some runs.
We'll take a break. 6-5 Gateway in the 7th.
Fix up your home with Heritage. Our home improvement financing options can help you change your home now and pay for it over time. Upgrade your home. Make home repairs. Remodel a kitchen. Build a new deck. Add a new room. Remodel your bath. Update appliances. Whether it's a small weekend project or a large renovation, Heritage Federal Credit Union can help you finance your improvements today. Fix up your home with Heritage.
Back in the ballpark, 6-5 Gateway, home half of the 7th. First pitch is a strike, and the next to Abdiel Diaz, and a swing and a foul back. Braden Scott's to work again the 7th with Gateway in front, 6-5.
And you know what that song was by Ernie Hayes? That
Game Time.
Game Time, yes, sir. We played it at Bossy Field sometimes.
0-2 pitch, line drive down the right field line. Always brings back memories walking into Busch Stadium as a kid on the concourse, seeing the beautiful field and the organ music in the background.
In most cases for me, a bobblehead in my hand.
I thought you were going to say a beer at the age of like 12. Here's a pitch and a swing and a foul tip. They tied up Diaz. That's a strikeout. One away.
Have you met my mother?
I have, yeah.
That would not have been cool.
Is she listening tonight?
She is not.
Oh, man. I thought she always listens.
I think there's like a show on one of her channels. She likes the Entertainment Network, apparently, so. The Kardashians or...
Oh, no. You can tell... Now I'm disappointed for multiple reasons, because he watches that and she's not listening, so you tell her I'm disappointed.
Yeah. She had a fun day with family.
Text her right now. Tell her I'm disappointed. See what she says. 1 ball, no strikes to Alonzo Jones. That's a basketball name. It shouldn't be a baseball name. Alonzo Jones for 3.
It's with Joliet earlier this year.
There's been a lot of movement between... Typically, you see movement between leagues, not teams within the respective leagues with players.
2-0 is the count on Jones. And there's a strike, thigh high right down the middle. 2-1. And for this left-hander, Scott, he is closing in on 100 pitches. He is at 96 right now. That's not correct. He's actually over 100 pitches. Here's the 2-1. Tap foul 2-2. Refresh my computer. He is at 106. Scott is.
And just think of all the new arrivals this year. You have Riley Crane, who played for Joliet and Windy City. You have Andrew Penner, who played at River City. You got Josh Allen with previous Frontier League experience. Where at? I can't remember exactly. Evansville, of course. I'm being sarcastic, but it is amazing.
The 2-2 is a little flare out toward the shortstop area on a hop. Low throw again by DeJesus, this time picked out by the first baseman Riley Crane, as Bill McCune says. The vacuum at first base, Crane, 2 outs.
The Hoover vacuum, Kevin.
And DeJesus, he's had some trouble throwing the ball across the diamond tonight, which is rare for him, at least from my observations of watching him play a couple of weeks.
Speaking of Bill McCune, I was going to bring up after that 0-2 pitch to Schultz, because you were talking about, he can get creative. When you said that, I was thinking, this is going to be down and in, because you know what Bill McCune loves to say. Left-handers love to golf.
Here is Regno, the catcher, 1 for 3. He takes ball 1. They'll tune in tonight, you think? Is he listening?
Sure he is.
I don't know.
The 1-0. And a high fly ball out into right field. Back is the right fielder McNamee and the center fielder Gordon. They look up and it's gone. A solo home run for Regno. Home run number 13 of the season. And again, it's one of those where off the bat you think it's just a fly ball to right field, but the short porch makes things tricky, and the ball flies out for a solo shot. Gateway gets that run back. They allow the top half of this frame, and they also have their 2-run lead back at 7-5 Grizzlies.
That was a really big home run. You kind of felt Evansville had some momentum if Braden Scott would have been able to get through this inning, which now we have Max Peterson coming out, so that doesn't seem likely, but kudos to him for making it this far and trying to keep Evansville in it.
So for Regno, RBI number 42 and home run number 13 is a 7-5 game Gateway with the advantage.
I was just going to say real quick before we go to break is that, the line, again, really isn't that bad for Scott, as, the errors behind him earlier didn't help, but the home run ball has bit him a little bit here tonight. Looks like it's Abernathy who's coming in, but yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. Gateway in front, 7-5, 2 out in the 7th on the Otters YouTube channel.
If you're looking for a liquor store in Evansville, look no further than Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker has the best selection at the best prices, including the largest craft beer and bourbon selection in the area. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the beer, wine, and liquor you need for any occasion. And check out the fine selection of cigars at all Liquor Locker stores. Liquor Locker is now open Sundays 12 to 8 p.m. and offers citywide delivery. Visit one of our 10 conveniently located stores in the Evansville area today. There is always something for everyone at the Liquor Locker.
Cheer up, Evan. This rain will be out soon. You should download the 14 First Alert app and see for yourself. You can see what's coming up to 7 days in advance, or you can break it down hour by hour. Check out live radar so you can see what's happening in real time. And you can watch 14 News live directly from the app. See, there's nothing to worry about.
Stay in the game with the 14 First Alert app.
Seven-5 Gateway with the advantage with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher Samson Abernathy takes over for the starter Braden Scott, who went 6 2/3, 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. First batter Abernathy faces is Jose Rosario, who's over 3. Scott, the pitcher, threw over 100 pitches tonight. Had some tough luck behind him. Also gave up 3 home runs. Here's a line shot, and it is just fouled on the third base line. Rosario nearly had extra bases. but quickly 2 strikes on him.
And Jeff, when we saw Samson Abernathy kind of pushing his cleats into the turf, we talked with Abe Almonte for an Otters TV interview that'll come out early next week. And he talked about how he much rather would pitch on natural grass so he can actually dig those cleats in to the actual dirt instead of field turf.
Looking for a strikeout here, the 0-2 to Rosario. He got it, swing and a miss on a breaking ball, down and away. And that ends the Gateway at 7th. But they pick up a single tally, 2-out solo shot from Andres Regno. It's 7-5 Gateway, and we go break with a little Ernie Hayes. Here comes the King, top of the 8th. Otters need some runs, as it is 7-5 Gateway.
Welcome to a place that feels like home. A place that cares about all of you. Built to help you grow in more ways than you could possibly imagine. To make new friends, travel new paths, soar to new heights, and deepen your spiritual experience. Welcome to Oakland City University.
Bottom 3 due up for Evansville in the 8th inning, trailing 7-5. It appears Gateway goes with another new right-hander. They started with DeCenso, then it was Boley, Carter, and now Hayes takes over. So he's the 4th pitcher. And the first pitch from Hayes is way high and outside. Ball 1. C. Hayes. What does the C stand for? Hayes makes his 30th appearance, and it's Carter Hayes.
So we just had Carter on the mound.
We had Andrew Carter, now we have Carter Hayes. And we just had Mr. Hayes playing Here Comes the King.
It was all planned. We're in cahoots with Gateway staff to fit it into our broadcast.
Carter Hayes, a 6'1", 205-pound right-hander from California. He pitched at the University of the Pacific, and the 1-1 is up and outside.
Matt Siegel's still there.
Yep, and he's taking about 70 pictures tonight.
Yes.
Probably all for social media.
And we'll see them on Instagram tomorrow.
He's a good guy. The 2-1 pitch is on the corner. Counts even 2-2.
He has an SID background, so he's wired that way. You document. That's kind of how I am.
Otters saw this righty, Carter Hayes, last weekend at Bossy Field. Hayes allowed 2 runs over 1 inning of work. And the 2-2 pitch is outside. Counts 4 here on DeJesus, trying to bring the tying run back to the plate.
Feels like if the Otters are going to do something, they're going to have to do it here.
They're down to 6 outs to work with. And the payoff pitch to DeJesus is slapped foul down the left field line. Good news is you do go back to the top of the order no matter what.
The 8th inning, though, is always a little more, or a little less daunting, I guess, just from a mental standpoint.
Well, Zane, will you be in a good mood this time next Saturday?
Yes, because the Hoosiers are going to win.
3-2 pitch is hit the other way. Third baseman Diaz, playing off the line, zips it across the diamond and takes care of DeJesus for the first out.
Zane's always in a good mood. What are you talking about?
I'll be honest, assignment elsewhere for the broadcast, though, on Thursday and Saturday. It should be available for the rest of this road trip.
What time's the game next Saturday?
6:30, I believe.
Am
Or
I
is
on
it
that?
just 6?
I think it might be 6. Am I on that game? I think I am.
I can't remember. Because I think it's 6:30, 6, and then 1 for the Monday.
I just know Thursday I'm going to be unavailable because I really want to watch as much of that Ohio State at Minnesota game on Fox before going to Home Team Friday countdown for that later in the evening.
What I might have to do now, from here now with so much football going on, I've got a couple of TVs. Might have to set up a stand next to this one and do a little double duty.
Well, if Ohio State, Minnesota's on there, then perhaps I can stop by.
Might be able to make it work.
I love Big Ten football.
Or set up in the Bossy Field booth like we did last week.
Mhm.
You guys can watch, call the game off the small monitor on the big Jumbotron.
Man, look at Preston with all these awesome ideas.
Okay, I got a bigger question, actually. I already know the answer to this. This is kind of sarcasm, but on Sunday, September 12th, the Otters play at 12:35. The Colts play at 12 noon for Week 1 against the Seahawks. Can we have the Colts game on the Jumbotron while the Otters game is going on at Bossy Field? Everyone's happy then at the ballpark.
I mean,
oh wait, we have to be at the ballpark, and the Otters are actually in town. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because typically. Oh man.
3 balls and no strikes, by the way, here on Felix
So that's
with
the thing,
nobody
though,
on
at
line.
that point, the public omission becomes an issue. So.
Mm-hmm. I know you can't show that. That was sarcasm because you have to have the scoreboard information up there, but 3-0 pitch, low ball 4, 1-out walk to Felix. So the tying run comes to the plate.
As Mike Shannon would say, they wouldn't walk this guy to bring the tying run to the plate now, would they, Jevin? They wouldn't do that. Well, they just did. I do like a GCS ballpark you played. Ernie Hayes, Here Comes the King. They have that old school Budweiser sign on top of the scoreboard, which looks like it's straight out of like 1954.
I bet Boots loves it too, being a St. Louis guy.
First pitch to Gordon is slapped into right field for a base hit. So a walk and now a single, and it's to the top of the order with 2 on and 1 out, Elijah McNamee.
A guy who can hit the ball a very long way, and he could easily find a gap, too, in the outfield.
For Gordon, his second base hit of the night. He's now 2 for 3. Also has an RBI sacrifice fly. Just got a text message in, Zane, from Corey Clayton, and he says, I hate to tell Zane this, but IU is overrated.
He's not an AP voter, so I don't care what he says.
Corey, one of our dedicated listeners, thanks for tuning in tonight.
And for being wrong about the AP poll.
So 2 on, 1 out. McNamee digs in. Looking for his first hit of the night. Struck out his last time up. This has 7 home runs on the season. The first pitch to him is inside, ball 1 from Carter Hayes.
Reese Davis, the host of College Game Day, I'm pretty sure had Indiana ranked ahead of Notre Dame on his AP ballot. He had Indiana, I think, 11th or 12th.
Pitch is inside, 2-0.
Because the AP comes out with a breakdown every week of how each respective voter voted. Their highest Indiana's rank, someone had them number 10. The lowest was not ranked.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to McNamee. Look out here. Inside, ball 3 with Josh Allen on deck. Ooh, things are getting interesting now.
Wouldn't it be fun if there was a AP Frontier League like top 10? Since there's 14? That'd be fun.
For this year, there'll be more teams, obviously, when the return of the other
16, 18, 20.
Or even more. Who knows?
Yeah.
Ball 4 to McNamee, and the bases are loaded with 1 out in the 8th inning. Otters trailing 7-5. And guess who is walking to the plate? Josh Allen.
Do you think that was calculated, though? Because, now you're really rolling the dice here and banking that Josh Allen's going to hit a ground ball to one of the infielders for this double play because the force is now at any bag. Do you think they were trying to pitch around McNamee, or
I don't think
that'd
in that
be dumb?
Not in that situation, I don't think. Well, that was a quick appearance by Mr. Carter Hayes. He comes in, he got DeJesus to bounce out, then he walked Felix, single to Gord, walked McNamee, his night's over. And we'll step aside as Allen comes to the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 8th inning. Otters trailing 7-5 on the Otters YouTube channel.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged due to reckless digging. So Indiana relies on these 811 superheroes. Derek the Builder.
I dig for a living, but I always contact 811.
Mary the Gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the Contractor.
I contact 811 before I do my work.
Prevent damage or injury. Call 811 anytime or go online 811now.com. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission and this station.
Welcome back to GCS Ballpark, and a huge spot in this game. Top of the 8th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Otters trailing 7-5, and Josh Allen walking to the plate. The Evansville second baseman tonight has singled twice, drove in a run. He's bounced out to the third. He's also walked. New pitcher, Carson Cupo, the 5th Grizzlies pitcher of the night. Cupo, a 6'2 righty, 228 pounds from Lee's, Alabama. He pitched at Samford University. And the first pitch here to Josh Allen is headed home. And a fly ball in the air, out towards shallow right field, sinking quickly, the bat gets down, and away from the right field it rolls. 2 runs will score, make it just 1 run as the runner out at second base, Miles Gordon, had to hold up in case that ball was caught, and it didn't trickle far enough away from Harris for him to score, and you want to be somewhat careful with 1 out. It's an RBI single for Josh Allen, his 3rd hit of the night. It's a 7-6 game.
Yeah, good base running there. Obviously, you'd like the game to be tied now at 7-7, but because it was in no man's land, and I think all of us thought that there was a chance of that getting caught, it's good to be safe there because there's still only 1 out. The bases are still loaded.
And the thing is, like, I mean, if you're obviously Andy McCauley in the third base coaching box, once you see that ball hit the ground, how tempting with Gordon's speed are you to maybe let him go?
Yeah. Here's Baez taking a breaking ball inside 1-0. And also you're thinking you've got your 3 and 4 hitters up now.
Yeah,
Baez, the guy that's red hot.
There has to be that kind of temptation.
Oh, yeah, sure. Baez does have an RBI singles last time up. He is 1 for 4. 7-6 Gateway in the 8th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out, and the 1-0 pitch to Baez. Swing and a foul tip off the catcher's mitt, 1-1.
Just a base hit is all the Otters really need right now. Down by a run, you have the bases juiced.
And good speed on the bases with Gordon at third, McNamee at second, Allen at first base.
With power at the plate.
Baez has 4 home runs in his first 7 games, this being his 8th game tonight. This would be a big time for a home run. The 1-1 pitch. Baez bounces it foul, third base side, 1-2.
Oh, that guy brought his chair. I didn't know you could do that. There's a fan down on the left field side and foul territory. He brought his lawn chair in.
I think you do it there as well as there in the hill and right field.
Okay.
You purchase your space and...
All right, here's a 1-2 pitch to Jeffrey Baez. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss. He strikes out on a breaking ball out of half the plate. Good pitch by Cupo, and there's 2 away.
Really big out there. because you still had the possibility of a high fly ball scoring the runner from 90 feet away, and now that kind of wipes that out too. But you can still score a run without a base hit on a pass ball, wild pitch, a balk.
And you have a good left-handed hitter up in Riley Crane, team leader in home runs and RBIs, 15 home runs, 69 RBIs, bases loaded, 2 outs, and the first pitch to the lefty, a swing and a miss. Crane falls behind, 0-1.
And the man who accounts for 60% of the Otters' grand slams hit this year. If I read Preston's game notes correctly, the Otters have 5 grand slams on the season. Riley Crane has 3 of them.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, I guess a little more than a few weeks ago, we finally saw one of those at home.
Right.
I feel like all those were on the road for the most part.
Open stance deep in the box. Crane waves the bat. Now he's set. So does the right-hander, the 1-1. A high fly ball out into left center field. Over is the left fielder, Alonzo Jones. He makes a chest-high catch. And the Otters spoil a good opportunity to tie or take the lead here in the 8th. They do pick up a run. RBI single by Josh Allen. We're off the home half of the 8th inning. It's Gateway 7, Evansville 6. This is Otters Baseball on the Otters YouTube channel.
Come be a part of a nationally recognized program in criminal justice. The Criminal Justice Program at Oakland City University provides students with in-depth knowledge in the fields of law enforcement, forensics, corrections, and juvenile justice. Learn through hands-on experiences and train in areas of investigative forensics, criminology, and police administration. A career-focused major is in your reach, and all in a Christian university setting that feels like home. Oakland City University.
Going to the bottom of the 8th. Abernathy back on the mound as we thank you for joining us here on the Otters Digital Network and YouTube channel. It's 7-6 lead for Gateway. A swing and a miss for strike 1.
I'm back, sir. I had to go play with my dolls for a little bit. My 2 favorite bobbleheads are actually from the Jeff Dunham show. You got Peanut and Walter, and I was showing them off to you two. I'm back, though. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball hit to the right side. Josh Allen there to gobble up and throw out. Time over for the first out of the 8th inning.
And he's the comedian with puppets, right?
Yep,
yeah,
the ventriloquist.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen him in person twice, both times at Ford Center. Watched all of his stuff on Netflix.
Okay. That's how I am with the former writer at Saturday Night Live, John
Mulaney.
Yeah, John Mulaney.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he's now dealing with some legal issues, but I've seen all of his Netflix specials and all that.
I was just trying to do my best Ricky Horton filling in for Danny Mac when you watch the Cardinals on TV, you obviously know when Danny Mac had to use the restroom.
or when Danny Mac had the DUI and he had to be off air for that extended amount of time.
Yeah, that was 2011 with the postseason run. Yeah.
Yes.
Here's ball one to Dustin Woodcock, who has a double, a single. He scored 2 runs. He's also struck out. It's 7-6 Gateway, home half the 8th inning. Samson Abernathy still in the game. He got the final out of the 7th. After Braden Scott went 6 2/3. The 1-0 pitch is hit foul, 1-1 on Woodcock.
And Preston's a hero for me sometimes as well. Sometimes during a game at Bosse Field, I too have to use the little public address announcer's room, and
quite frequently.
I am 31. I'm getting older.
I knew Mulaney was going. He was in like rehab or something. I thought. I didn't know he was in like legal trouble.
Well, I think he's getting like a divorce.
Oh, okay. That legal. Okay.
A lot of stuff tied to that. I think. Yeah.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Woodcock. And a check swing. I think he went around. Third base umpire says yes. 1-2.
My favorite thing is he was doing monologue on Saturday Night Live, and he said, "I live in Connecticut, and my wife and I, we do white people things," which seems very Connecticut-esque.
1-2 on Dustin Woodcock, the center fielder. Evansville hoping to keep it a 1-run game before they'll have their last chance in the 9th. The pitch is chopped high to the right side. First baseman Riley Crane fields it belt high and steps on the bag, 3 unassisted. So Abernathy's come in and retired all 3 guys he's faced.
Doing his job. Speaking of comedians, you know, it was awesome. A couple weeks ago, we had Chick McGee and Josh Arnold from the Bob and Tom show, and then the Otters talked about on their national radio show multiple times because of their experience and being told by someone on staff to stop announcing over the PA system the batters because I guess they weren't being as professional as me doing it.
What did they say?
Josh Arnold over the PA, because Preston said he had to do the German American Bank strikeout, so he did, and then he explained over the PA what a strikeout was, saying it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. Mr. Obvious made an appearance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean...
Well, thank you, Mr. Obvious. Here's the 0-1 pitch is outside. 1-1 here on Justin Jones. So did someone really complain?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Come on.
And as someone, and I know there are probably some people at that ballpark that think sometimes I play fast and loose with my microphone, but compared to what they were doing, I look like a saint. So for me, it all worked out. I got to see my heroes and then also look better as a result.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Justin Jones, who has a 3-run home run in this game. A little check swing, hit to the right side, and the first baseman Crane there to put it away for out number 3. So Samson Abernathy comes in, retires all 4 guys he faces, works a 1-2-3-8. Last chance for Evansville. They're trailing by a run. It is 7-6 Gateway after 8 on the Otters YouTube channel.
We love our kids and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers health insurance for children up to age 18 at low or no cost. From doctor visits to dental care, Anthem is here to put resources at your fingertips and simple solutions within your reach. And that is something to smile about. Call 1-800-403-0864 to enroll today. To learn more, visit anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Getting ready and keeping fit for baseball season is hard work. That's why you'll find Evan at Bob's Gym. Getting fit, having fun, being an Otter. Be like Evan. Try a free 3-day pass at Bob's.
All right, last chance for Evansville. Top of the 9th inning, trailing 7-6 here at Gateway, and J.R. Davis leads off 5, 6, and 7 batters up. The first pitch to Davis is in there for a strike, as it is still Carson Cupo trying to close the door. The fifth pitcher out of the pen for the Grizzlies. Cupo finished the 8th inning, danced out of some trouble. Otters had the bases loaded, 1 out, already to run home, trailing 7-6. But a strikeout and a flyout ended that threat. The 0-1 to Davis, a check swing, foul ball. First base side, 0-2 on the Evansville third baseman, who does have a hit tonight. Schultz and DeJesus to follow.
And a really big top of the 9th for Evansville because Florence has already won.
If Evansville cannot come from behind, the lead would be 1/2 game. Curveball in the turf, 1-2.
Which is intriguing because Florence, as of now, is only going to be able to play 95 games and not 96 because they had a game canceled because of that tropical storm / hurricane going up the Atlantic last week. Henry.
The 0-2 pitch to J.R. Davis. Lifted foul, first base side.
Plus the Otters have the tiebreaker with Florence. Best case scenario for the Otters is the Miners lose again tomorrow and then beat the Miners while Florence loses next week. And then that's their space that they would need to kind of coast to the division.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of who Florence plays the coming week.
The 0-2. Davis fouled it back to the screen.
Had to do it, Brandon, there.
Yeah, and you would hope the pendulum of baseball would swing somewhat back, at least be a little bit more fair to the Otters going head-to-head with the Miners, considering the last time they went head-to-head, the Otters could not score one single run. So you would hope the law of averages even out and the Otters have some success that next series.
Timeout's called by Davis. He wants to take a practice swing.
And he wanted to hear the rest of my point.
Leading off the top of the 9th inning, Evansville down a run. The 0-2. High fly ball into right field. The right fielder is over and plenty of room. He makes the catch. That is Jack Harris, and that's the first out.
You see Danny Cox's name retired, and then Joe Pott as well. Of course, really got the tremendous run of broadcasters for the Gateway Grizzlies. That run started, and then Joe Pott now on KMOX Radio and the Cards Radio Network. Adam Young followed him. Sam Levitt. They've had a bunch of great guys now. Nate Gatter.
John Schultz, breaking ball on the outside corner, called for a strike. Otters tonight have left 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys on base. They left them loaded in the 7th and 8th. Here's the 0-1 to Schultz, breaking ball inside, and he was up with the bases loaded in the 7th, down a run, and struck out swinging.
I like how John is still trying to move the dirt in the batter's box, even though it's field turf and it's painted.
The 1-1 pitch to Schultz. Grounds it foul, 1-2 with DeJesus on deck.
Just mishit that one because he was looking for that pitch in that spot there with the way he was setting up.
Series finale tomorrow at 5:45, on the air at 5:35, right back here. 1-2 offering to Schultz from Cupo. That one clipped off the catcher's glove into the backstop. Ball 2. I think he might have got crossed up. Be a weird time to get crossed up because there's nobody at second. You don't have a series of signals you're going through. I'm not sure what happened there.
That's a good point.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Schultz strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. He is 0 for 4 the walk, and the Otters down to their last out. It is Andy DeJesus.
Chance of redemption here for Andy DeJesus. Struggled a little bit on some of his throws over to first, which led to a big inning earlier for the Gateway Grizzlies, but
so
this ballpark, anything is possible.
DeJesus has 2 home runs in the season, 29 RBIs, 0 for 3 of the walk tonight. Nobody on, 2 outs, and the pitch to him is high and away. Otters were in search of win number 50 tonight, trying to go 18 games over 500. Grizzlies trying to end a 6-game losing streak.
Which, if they were to come back to 18 games over 500, would match a season high for the Otters.
1-0 is hit hard out into right center field. On the move is a center fielder, Woodcock. He won't get it. He fires it quickly into second base, holding DeJesus to a long single. But the tying run is on base, and the go-ahead run comes to plate, and Justin Felix.
I don't think it'll be Felix. Just a sneaky suspicion. I think at this point you bring in Phillips off the bench.
Yeah, Felix does have a double tonight. He has walked and been hit by a pitch, but he only batting 127 at the start of play.
It's still Felix.
I
mean, because wouldn't it make... Because obviously you bring Phillips in, he'll stay on the catch, but as a left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher, with the short porch, the chance to...
Where did our catcher go? There he is. There was just nobody behind home plate for about 10 seconds.
He was showing us his Jeff Dunham bobbleheads, too.
I wonder if he has Walter and Peanut, too.
Yeah, did you not see it? It was off to the side over here.
So here's Felix, and he swings and fouls the first pitch up. That's an interesting point, with the short porch and right, bringing up a lefty. But he's sticking with Felix here. And sometimes managers will approach how maybe a hitter has approached their ABs tonight. And Felix has looked good at the dish. A double, a walk, hit by a pitch. He has struck out once, so maybe Andy is trusting his gut right here. We'll see if it pays off. The 0-1 pitch to Felix. Runner at first base, 2 outs. Inside, ball 1.
Yeah, because let's see, it'd be Pinner and Phillips on the bench.
Do you try to run here with DeJesus?
Who am I forgetting?
Get him in scoring
Mattis
position?
is also available.
You can think about it. If I remember correctly from last weekend, the Gateway catcher really struggled throwing.
Right. You make the defense make a play.
1-1 pitch to Felix. Oh, he got a pitch to hit and fouls it back to the screen. 1-2. That might have been his pitch.
Yeah, I'd love to know if the runner's going. Obviously, doing this remotely, we get, one camera angle, and they're going to have the angle from center field looking towards home and not vice versa.
So here we go. Otters down to their last strike, trailing 7-6 in the ninth. Runner at first base, 2 outs. That's DeJesus. Felix is the batter as Cupo comes set. From the belt, the 1-2 pitch. Felix takes high, ball 2.
I did like the dramatic pin up with the pitcher there before that pitch.
Well, Zane, if this next pitch misses, then DeJesus will be running.
Well, yeah, he'll have to run on a 3-2, but
trying to extend the game here to Miles Gordon on deck. Kubo trying to end it here. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul.
Preston pointed it out. He likes the dramatic camera work. They now on every one of these potential game-clinching pitches start from the feet and work towards the head of the pitcher. Someone's been watching reruns of Fox World Series broadcast.
It's not always a bad thing to get a nice close-up of the players.
Here's a 2-2 pitch again for Justin Felix. The right-hander Cupo from the belt. Headed home. Swing and a missed ball gets away. It goes to the backstop. Felix will make first safely and the game continues. How about that?
How about that?
Who knew a strikeout could keep the game going? How about that? I mean, hey, that's why baseball's amazing, guys. We can go through all the different scenarios to tell you how Felix can get on and how to get the runner. We wouldn't have said a strikeout.
That ball did not hit the turf, right? That was just a pass ball, correct? Strikeout.
It looked like it was a breaking ball into the turf.
Did it hit the turf? Okay. So it'll go down as a wild pitch, and Felix is at first base, DeJesus at second, and the game continues for Miles Gordon, who has an RBI sacrifice fly tonight, also a double and a single, so he's 2 for 3. Tying run at second base is DeJesus. The pitch to Gordon. Outside ball 1. And if Gordon could reach, you're back to the top of the order, McNamee. Righty on lefty. Gordon has 30 RBIs. The 1-0, that's outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
And our Otters fan Matt Siegel really playing this situation cool. He's laid back and relaxed. I'd be on the edge of my seat clapping and cheering. We're wired differently, I guess.
Here's the 2-0 offering to Gordon. That catches the outside corner, 2-1. Either that or Matt just knows his brother Bobby gave good advice, and it's going to come through here.
Hit it.
2 on, 2 out. Otters down a run in the 9th inning. And the pitcher steps off the mound as DeJesus was really shuffling off his second base, trying to distract the right-hander. He gets back. There is somewhat of a shift on for Gordon as the second baseman plays a few feet in the outfield grass. The 2-1 offering to Gordon. Headed home. And a pop-up. Third base side. Foul territory. Out of play. In about the 5th row. Deuce is wild. 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 count.
2 on.
Mm-hmm.
In the second game of this weekend series.
Can we call that a Yahtzee then?
Yes, because it's 5-2s.
We'll see if Gordon can come through here. From the belt, the 2-2 pitch. Here she comes. In the turf, the ball gets away, not far enough for anybody to advance. And now the count is full, and both runners will be off with this payoff pitch.
Man, you get something in the gap here, especially down the lines, the runner's going, Jevin.
That was a good take, by the way.
Yeah, really good take.
Because that ball started out waist high, looking good, and then late sinking action.
The righty looks in Kupo. He comes set. Here go the runners, and the payoff pitch to Miles Gordon. A swing and a drive. Deep into right field. Back is the right fielder Harrison. He makes the catch. Good swing by Gordon. He just missed it. And the Otters fall short on this Saturday evening at Gateway. Grizzlies win it 7-6. This series is tied now, a game and apiece, with the rubber match tomorrow night, and the Otters drop to 49-33. The 6-game losing streak is over for Gateway, as with the win, they improve to 35-47. The Otters lead now for first place in a playoff spot in the West Division. Is just a half game over Florence. Preston, tough one-run loss, but it was an entertaining game tonight.
Yeah, just like last night, another one-run game. Easy enough for me to say. But, yeah, nice close battle. An Evansville gave everything they had there toward the end. A nice swing by Gordon. I mean, theoretically, off the bat, it looked like it was going to carry. It just didn't have enough on it here tonight. And unfortunately for the Otters, they got to put this one behind them and look to take the series tomorrow.
Game took 2 hours and 57 minutes to complete. For the Grizzlies, 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. For Evansville, 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 error. They left 12 runners on base tonight as the Otters lose 7-6. Any final thoughts, Sam, before we say goodbye?
Yeah, just disappointing. Evansville jumps out to that 4-0 lead, and just, some problems in the field allowed Gateway to get back into the game. It gave them some confidence, and then they were able to capitalize. And Gateway really has been, I think, the thorn in the side of the Otters this year, at least in the West Division. They have shown that they're fully capable of beating Evansville. I guess Gateway's problem is they haven't been able to beat consistently some of those other teams in the Midwestern Conference, but still have an opportunity to win the series tomorrow, and I'm sure that's what the Otters are going to try their hardest to do.
So Braden Scott takes a loss. He drops to 6-4. Winning pitcher for the Grizzlies was their starter, Jack DeCinso. He improves to 1-0. Back on the air tomorrow night, 5:35 pregame show, 5:45 first pitch, as the Otters go for a series win. For Preston Linenbach, Zane Clodfelter, I'm Jevin Revin. Thank you. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. Grizzlies beat the Otters 7-6. Until tomorrow night, good night on the Otters YouTube channel.